of nudity aren't helping the theme, commit or don't. Like, I'm like, yeah, show me your hairy pet. Oh my God. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Oh my God. Oh my God. No, oh my God. Please.
Perfect. games, ecstasy, Steve Maddens.
Hi, welcome to stream. I'm Audra. These are my boogers.
And he goes, like, if men walk into the club and there's only women there, like, they're vampires. Okay, let me just explain. What the fuck? Plants outside, and like your bed and some stuffed animals, your hoo-ha. Titties. Yeah! Yeah! He's gonna start RKO fucking everybody. Yes, I love it when he does this. You get an RKO, and you get an RKO. Everybody gets an RKO. He's speaking love language. He said breaking the humans first. Thank me. I'm ready. Break me, son. The Keith Stanfield just gives me like a weird energy. I don't know what it is.
Have you tried corks?
Have I tried? What? Are you asking me if I've corked my butthole?
Just feels very much like he's trying to put it in your butt without like any prep, and he doesn't ask. Reach the courtroom. She's screaming, he coming, he coming. What does that have to do with his outfit? Nothing. But that's, well, maybe everything. Yes, come find me, Heather. Please come find me after you abandon me to that weird clown creature and let me get stabbed 3 times. He just farted. Sorry, girly pop. Mine's gold. I can't breathe. Oh, girl! Oh, my AI robot just farted. Hi. Oh my God. Okay, did I do it? Did I do the things that I needed to do? Am I good at doing stuff? Holy shnikes. Hi, hello. Oh my gosh, it's been a minute since I've been live in the other place, and I'm not really allowed to say, but hi. So what's up? Hi, it's me, Audra. I did just get off work like, I don't know, maybe an hour ago. I did take a shower. I'm in my pajamas. I did not wash my face. I'll do that later. So welcome in. Do you know what, June? I have not played any Battlefield games. Please don't come after me. Okay? Don't come eat me up. All right? Now, before I get started on this video, because I haven't been able to say it on this side. Hi, Violet. Hold on, I'm gonna have to mute it. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. You know, to stay out of trouble, I have to mute it. to be a good egg, I have to I have to be like, or it's fine on one end of the world, but it's not on the other. Okay. So, I brought it back. Okay, sorry, Violet. Normally you don't get muted for that. So first, I did not get to say this on the other side, but I really wanted to just thank the community. All of you in the Discord, everybody on Patreon, everybody on Twitch, everybody who subscribed on Twitch, Foreign for rating. Like, there's so many people I want to thank, because a lot of y'all have no idea. Like, y'all kept me afloat because of my furlough that I had to take, my forced furlough from work. So financially, I'm not actually crumbling and falling apart because of y'all's support. So like, thank you so much, because it really means the world to me, and I don't like being emotional, which is why I can't look you directly in the eye. Don't look at me. Stop it. Thank you. Okay. All right. So anyways, with that done, let me move this light. With that done, listen, Bo gets so much love. We had a situation, which I've talked about, but my mom unknowingly on the back patio made like a rat home, like a home for like a field rat. and Bo wasn't having it, and we had to like try to keep him from getting to it, well, until she could like rearrange the furniture and whatnot. That was a mess. Anyway, Bo tried to get at the rat, and mom was like, why won't he just calm down? I'm like, he's a terrier. It's his birthright. So, anyways, all of that said, we are here. We are gathered here on this day. Listen. And tomorrow's going to be a long ass work day too, because I have full coverage. So, but I wanted to get here as early as I could because I still am probably going to stay up till too late playing Fortnite. Let me live my life and cuss out divorced dads. We are here today. We are gathered here in my channels to talk about Raw Beauty Kristi. Now, the title of this video is Finally Addressing the Rumors. Here's the thing. I have not watched it yet, and y'all know I'm a certified yapper, so this video is going to be long. If you don't, I'm going to leave this live up just as it is, okay? It's just going to be like this, unless I have to cut out little bits and pieces for copyright, but I'm just going to leave it as is because your favorite NB royalty does not have the time or inclination to actually edit, and I am trying to edit my video about why I'm not going to be watching Love is Blind. I had to close my eyes so I knew, so I could see my teleprompter behind my eyelids. So, hi, honeybee. Oh, wow. Like, I love it. It's doing so much like welcoming. That's wild. Hi, Blooming with Mel. Is it a rumor if you did it though, Tracy? So here's the thing. Because I know the RBK stands, they do come out. And first of all, I need you to understand something. Listen, stands, I'm looking at you. I'm talking directly to you. I don't have time to read your long-winded ass comment about why I am just a jealous, bitter bitch. Okay? Keep it short and snappy. All right? No, I get it. I'm not as successful. I don't have a husband. I don't want a husband, actually. Gross. But like, I don't have a child. I don't want a child either. That's also gross for me. You know what I mean? It's not gross for others, but for me, you know what I mean? I get it. I'm not successful. My makeup is trash. You know what I mean? I'm just not as good. I'm too black. Okay. I get it. Thank you. You're welcome to have a differing opinion, but don't step out of line, babes. Okay, so now, with that said, I need people to understand that I was a lover of RBK, Raw Beauty Kristi, for those who haven't been here for the whole thing. Hi Mars. I used to love her channel along with many others. Raw Beauty Kristi is one of the creators, and I've mentioned this in the past before, along with Tina the Fancy Face, Jen from Jen Love, Teresa from Teresa's Dead. Also, Teresa, hi babes, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Teresa's Dead. I love you. Okay. But all of those creators, whether like before I even knew them, except for Kristi, obviously, but like before I knew them, for real, did so much for me because it was like the first time in over a decade that I had lived by myself, and it was actually really lonely. I was in my apartment by myself, and I just kind of didn't know what to do with myself at this point. I was like, okay, I'm divorced. I now no longer have roommates. I have my own place. And Raw Beauty Kristi was one of those creators that like made me feel good. And like even back then, Viewer's Voice, like there's a lot of creators who really kept me company and made me feel like I wasn't alone. So I'm not trying to come at this from a like, oh, I don't like this bitch. Okay. I know people feel like that. And yes, am I mean? Sure. I don't temper my language. So if that makes me mean, then I guess I'm mean. But I started to fall off of the, like, even back then, way back in the day, there's like 700 videos on this channel. I'm not kidding. So you'd have to go way back into the analogs of time. But the whole reason for a long period of time that I've dropped videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays whenever possible was because Raw Beauty Kristi did her videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So again, don't come to this house thinking that I don't know who she is and like I'm not your real dad. Do you know what I'm saying? So like I really enjoyed her content. She started losing me when I felt like she was getting a little too soft on brands, especially when she stopped doing like the Halloween stuff. I understood that it, like, you know, it wasn't monetized, but it's still sucked for me. Like I was still like, aw. And then I just felt like brands that she had previously felt more honest about, I just kind of felt like she wasn't being as honest. And then she got pregnant. Now, in all fairness, I love Tina, the fancy face. She also got pregnant. And you know what I did? I did, in fact, mute her on Instagram. I love Tina and I love looking at her little baby right now. Okay. Now that she's formed. But I didn't want any pregnancy content from my own friend. Okay. I was like, no, thank you. Okay. I was immediate, just like, no, thanks. I'm good. Okay. So when Raw Beauty Kristi got pregnant, I was really happy for her because she had been trying for it. She thought it wasn't going to happen. Miracle, amazing. But also, I wanted nothing to do with that. I don't like mom content. I don't like talking about pregnancies. I don't want to see your baby bump. I want none of that. So I started, backing off then. Muted her on a lot of stuff. Baby was born. That's when everything really started to just like come off, the wheels started coming off. And I understand that people have depression postpartum, and we also have to show up online, and we all show up online in varying different ways. I also bought her palette. Just one, the ColourPop one. I think I still have it. I'm pretty sure I still have it somewhere because it still has some really pretty shades in it and they still pop. So like, I'm not going to throw it away. And then we watched someone have a anxiety postpartum crisis on the internet, which I felt bad about. At the same time, many people were trying to be like, hey, maybe you should get off the internet. Maybe you should go talk to somebody and not be like soliciting medical help online, which I would hope anybody would tell me if I was doing that, right? Because at some point you have to realize that you're in a bit of a crisis and maybe you need to get off the internet and actually go get yourself put together so that you can resume and show up not in that state anymore, because it's bad for everybody. Like Gabby Hanna said, it's bad. And I think too, it was really bad for a lot of people who were either pregnant at the same time and had just had kids. So some people felt like, oh no, I totally understand what she's going through. I've experienced it. But a lot of people felt like they did not want to get dragged into this tornado as they were already experiencing some of these things and didn't want it to get worse. So you had that happen. And then her reaction to it, as her reaction tends to be when you call her to the table, it's kind of snarky. You know what I'm saying? Because she was on the now defunct Double Cleanse podcast. It was kind of like snarky, kind of like it's a you problem. And she tends to do that when you're like, hey, maybe you shouldn't put on geisha makeup and like think it's cool. And then she's just like, it's a you problem. You're too sensitive. And you're like, oh, okay. So, yeah. And Karen Harris also had a baby and kept on doing her same beauty content. Yeah. I do. Yeah. She had severe medical fear. It was so sad to watch. Been there before. Yeah. Like I don't, and I'm the wrong person. Like my medical fear isn't normal because, for me and my depression, whenever I see something and it says like likely outcome is death, I'm like, how soon? But that is for another day. But like it felt like her response to the whole thing was a little like, it seems like it's a you problem. Why can't I ask questions on the internet? And people are like, nobody really has a problem with you asking questions. It was more that you were spiraling and people didn't not only want to watch you spiral, right? But they also didn't want to get sucked into the spiral. And more importantly, everybody just really wanted you to get help. And you took that as it's a you thing. So then about 1.5 years later, and people have been like watching and waiting for her. We had issues where she didn't denounce James Charles and people were just like, why can't you just do that? And she just like was like, whatever. And the thing is, you can get by on saying nothing. Michaela Noguera, Jaclyn Hill, like they say nothing. You can get by on saying nothing. But Kristi can't do that. What she'll do is say nothing and say something, but nothing. Does that make sense? So what she'll do is she'll come on, she'll have a video, and it won't be, oh, thank you for the resub. Thank you, Mimi. um, oh no. Oh no. Oh my God, we hit the follower goal. Well, when I hop off of the other one, I'll hit the buttons for that because I think it's too long and it's copyright. So, I can't remember her tall friend's name. She switched completely over to Twitch to continue SFX makeup horror looks. Her tall friend. Like my brain's literally like searching for her tall friend now. And so then, she'll do a thing where she'll have a video and she won't necessarily say like, I'm not going to denounce James Charles because of this. She'll just be like, sometimes, being a content creator is stressful because like da 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 da. And then people really want things from you that you don't necessarily want to do. Do you know what I'm talking about? She won't say outright, this is what I'm talking about. She won't say the issue. And she'll just do this little like dance around it where it seems like she's addressed it, which like her stance and fans be like, you addressed it. But like she didn't address it. And so you watch a whole 30-minute video. This video is 25 minutes and 16 seconds. But again, certified yapper. If you don't like yapping, I don't know what you're doing here. Okay? You can 2x speed or whatever speed soothes your ADHD if you watch this on the replay. But I'm going to yap. 5 months in a row. Damn, it's been that long. Yeah, so she does that quite a bit where instead of just saying it like Mac is saying, she would like say like some backhand comment in the middle of a video, if I remember correctly. Yeah, she has this like thing where she just won't actually address the issue at hand. And then after the whole James Charles thing where many people were disappointed that she just wouldn't unfollow him and just go like whatever. And if she does listen, because she apparently listens to Peter Mon and like he'll say something and then she does it, but she doesn't say that she listened to Peter Mon. And that's like the thing that she likes to do. She like won't say like I read comments in Reddit because I'm a nosy bitch and I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to read them. I'm nosy. And if I got it from Reddit, I'm going to say I got it from Reddit. And if it's like actual like documented information, I'm going to ask that person like, hey, can I like use this information? Because it seems like you did a lot of work here and I don't want to just be like an asshole and take it. So with all of that said, we then get into July of 2024, I believe, where people have been feeling a little weird about the way that Raw Beauty Kristi had been showing up online as of late. It felt very crunchy granola mom, which to a lot of people who know anything about the crunchy granola mom aesthetic, it quite often leads into like the alt-right pipeline where there's like Jewish space lasers. Do you know what I'm saying? And like vaccines cause all kinds of the problems. You know what I mean? And like Black people's bodies are just like made for doing work. It starts going down there, you know? And so you're a little concerned. You know, they're like, oh, of course Black people run fast. You know, their bones are different. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? So like it just started to feel like that's where it was going. And then we had a whole to do with her really having like her homeschool, and that's where it got weird because Rhetoric has a really good video about that and about homeschooling in general, and far more educated than I would be able to do because like that's not what I do. Exactly, honeybee. The Venn diagram is a circle. Mel, I don't know. I've never done the NFGs J's, and I've never done that test before. I think every time I started, my ADHD just goes like, anyways, what were we doing? That's more fun than this. So it just, we're watching, and then like she's like, I'm building a school and I'm gonna homeschool, and everybody then just ruh-roh, you know what I mean? We get nervous because we're like, as soon as white women start homeschooling their children and like not really wanting to talk about vaccines, we're nervous, you know? Like we just get a little, I don't know about all this. Something isn't feeling quite right. In fact, it's feeling really, really white, like all right white. And then these photos came out of the parade. Her son, whom I'm not ever going to show a photo of if I can help it, shows up in this, and it's very like anti-gay, anti-trans. It's a lot for that video. You don't have to watch it. It was a long time ago. Who cares? And it was just like she wouldn't say anything about it, and she had liked the photo. Do you know what I mean? She liked the photo, so we were all like, "Girl, are you gonna tell us what's going on?" And she was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." She just kept making these like really vague videos, which she would accuse us, the viewers, of being the problem, because we're kind of, I guess we're asking for too much. And this is what I'm going to say before we get like into it, okay? Because she never answered it. She never actually talked about it. And my problem, you're right. It is your right not to answer anything. But you have to recognize a very important part of saying nothing. When you say nothing, it leaves a vacuum for other people to become internet sleuths. It leaves a vacuum for people to have conjecture, ideas, theories, and you have zero control over it. Now, looking back, I can say that I do think that part of the reason she had just been quiet for a while was because once all these theories come out and you don't really have control over it, it's hard to say anything. But I think that you are an adult, and this is your job. And I know that it's weird that people on the internet want you to apologize or at least explain, which is why I do think we need to move away from like the apology situations. We need to get more into like responses, right? We just need to get to where we're responding to what people are saying about us. And you can take whatever amount of time that you want to take. I wouldn't recommend taking, a year and a half, but you have things to do. But, take it, do things in your time, because I don't want like a half slapdash together ass, apology because you're scared of being canceled. We've seen that too much. And that means that you're not really sorry. You haven't had time to reflect on anything. A really great example of this for me and mine was Nick is Not Green. He did a really great video talking about this a while ago. It's been months. I don't know what time is, but really going into detail about how he got here. And I don't actually want to call it an apology. I really, because I saw that we're moving more to responses. He responded to all of that mess. I feel like it's a year and a half because that had to be last year, because I don't think that. And were you here when that took place? I don't remember. Because it was like July of 2024. Yes, I'm sorry you took it the wrong way. Ooh, 12 balls of hellfire. Hi, Dark Angel. Love the Care Bear in the background. Thank you. This was a gift, because I love Grumpy Bear. And yeah, people do tend to fill in the blanks with the worst of their imaginings when you're not forthcoming. Correct. Okay, wait. I feel like I have two chats up here, and I probably should not have that, because I'm going to get in trouble. My bad. I didn't realize it was still here. Sorry. I hope I don't get in trouble for that. That was an accident. Don't get mad at me, Twitch. I didn't know I did that. Thank you. I'm like, I didn't know. Yeah, so I saw that Nick is Not Green, and we watched on Twitch a while back, but like I feel like he did a very good job of just explaining how he got here, what happened, why he was making the content that he was making, how he got like kind of high on his own farts, and it made it difficult for him to apologize. And I would again say that we have to remember that criticism is not constructive if it comes from strangers. And I know people like to act like, no, like, no, it's not. Like, you have to think about it from the perspective of if somebody just walked up to you that you don't know on the street, was like, cute outfit, but I wouldn't have worn those shoes. I would have worn such and such. Would you take that as like, oh, they're just being constructive, I appreciate it? Or would you be like, bitch, I'm going to slap you? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I don't even know you. You just roll up here and have opinions. So, you know, it's not high on his own fire. Listen, like, so, you know, I think it's the same thing, honestly. Like, I know people love to be like, well, you're a creator. You should expect criticism. And like, maybe, maybe you should, you know, but like also perchance not. Perchance not. Sorry. I'm like, sorry, I have to mute some of these copyright. But I think that people don't recognize that aspect of it, and we're just not as human beings equipped or meant to deal with hundreds of people, if not in thousands, depending on your size, of people having things to say about you, right? We're never gonna, I hope we are never evolved for that, because that's wild. I actually don't think that we should ever be evolved for that kind of behavior, because it just doesn't, it doesn't bode well for us. But all of that to say, I understand that it can be rough because you have people like me talking about your video, you know? And I have an intro here, and the reason I'm doing all of this dancing is because I do understand that it can be stressful. I've had one incident on my channel which was stressful, and I cannot tell you, like, it just, you know, that feeling where like you have to poop and like it's really bad, like it's peaking, and you're just trying to get to the bathroom. That's what it feels like when something goes bad on your channel. Like when an incident arises, it feels like that. And you feel like as soon as you see the toilet, you might actually just shit your pants. And so you're concerned, you know, you're like, oh no, this is going to go bad. That's what it feels like. And because you feel like you have to respond immediately. You have to say something now, because in today's economy, people expect, not that economy, but today's creator economy, because the actual economy is trash. But in today's creator economy, it feels like you're expected to respond in 5 minutes. And there's nothing wrong with you having parasocial relationships. Everybody has parasocial relationships. I need people to shut the fuck up about it. Like, stop being weird. Stop acting like you're higher and mightier than somebody because I don't have parasocial relationships. Okay, well, good for you. I guess you're not fun and you're boring and nobody likes to hang out with you. But the way that you feel about like any musical artist, any, you know, actor or actress, like content creators, we all survive. This entire artistic community survives off of the fact that you, the viewer, enjoy watching us and our content. You know? So like, I would not be able to do this if y'all all just decided you hate what I do. That's all. Yes, parasocial relationships are a sign that your brain is like working correctly and socially. It's odd not to develop them. Yeah, like, you know, this goes all the way back, you know, New Kids on the Block days, which I'm still going to be mad at them. So John Witherspoon and Friday, yes. So with all of the ado done, with all ado, let us watch this video from Raw Beauty Kristi finally addressing the rumors. Okay. I'm sure Kristi isn't watching it, so I don't have to worry about that because Kristi doesn't know I exist, and it's not just because I'm brown. Thank you. Like, thank you. Okay, let me make sure I have everything. I don't know why. So, okay, because I very rarely go live on the tubes, so it's like wild. I like our parasocial relationship. May we never meet in person. I can't welcome any meal. Emily. Sorry. Hi, Janet. Okay. So, Omi, we're going to find out. Now, as y'all also know, I love to be in white people business when it's drama. Okay. I like being in everybody's business, but overwhelmingly, I love being in dramatic white people business. So here we go.
Hello,
Wait, did you hear that? Okay, I'm just making sure that I had the things on. Okay.
reporter working on a piece about conservative social media content aimed at women.
Thank you for the follow. I'm checking to make sure volume is good. Is the volume good for y'all? Oh, I just fixed it, Em.
Girls, I am focusing on how various beauty YouTube influencers have become associated with what some people would call alt-right pipelines, content that falls into an algorithmic pathway that can lead to more extreme conservative views. Kristi is mentioned as one example of a beauty guru who has been scrutinized for posting so-called crunchy content about things like homeschooling and homesteading, two genres that extremism researchers have identified as potential entry points to alt-right pipelines. It also notes that online sleuths linked an anti-public school, religious, fundamentalist mission statement to the homeschooling co-op Kristi shared content about. Please let me know if you have any questions. I have so many questions. Do you understand that the world does not revolve around you and you do whatever it takes, ruin as many people's lives as you can, just so long as you can make a name for yourself as an investigatory journalist, no matter how many friends you lose or people you leave dead and bloody and die?
Zoolander. Right? Zoolander? Tracy, but it's probably a little bit because you're brown. Fuck. So, yeah, Felisa, I feel like that is Zoolander. This is not, I'm sorry, this is not starting the way I thought it was going to start. I'm a little flummoxed. I'm a little, she's doing Zoolander. I really feel like it is from Zoolander. Listen, the best way to let people know that you're not alt-right is to wear that particular shade of green. She's very...
dying along the way, just so long as you can make a name for yourself as an investigatory journalist, no matter how many friends you lose or people you leave dead and bloody and dying along the way. Picture this. I'm at a 4th of July parade.
Hold on. Okay, let me just... Okay, hold on. For those who don't know, okay?
Do you understand that the world does not revolve around you and your do whatever it takes, ruin as many people's lives, so long as you can make a name for yourself as an investigatory journalist?
That's what it's from. Hi, Radar. Welcome in. That's what it's from. Listen, remember when I told y'all that my superpower is media? This is my superpower. And I can't even begin to tell you when the last time was that I saw Zoolander. That's what she's perfectly fine. She's just doing this speech from Derek Zoolander for anyone who didn't know. Okay.
I'm having fun with my kid. We're walking, we're throwing candy. He has a little bit of a fit because candy's over with. A few days later, I get a DM from a subscriber and she's like, hey, you're being canceled. And I'm like, oh my God, again? And so I go and look up what I'm being canceled for, and lo and
Can people just stop using canceled now? And also, can they just stop being like, what for this time? Please stop. It doesn't, I don't know how to explain this, but it doesn't make you like more endearing. It actually, like, I don't know, it makes me, and this is just me, I feel like you're more of an asshole for doing that. Like, again? Like, I don't know, there's something just like gross about it for me in particular. Okay. I find it irritating. I think that you can address the thing without going into like, I'm being canceled. Like, white people, you're not canceled. You're still getting views. I will say this though. I do think that with the economy being hot garbage, many of you may have noticed that a lot of the beauty girlies are not doing so much beauty stuff as much anymore because there's not as much money in it. You would rather spend that $69 on groceries instead of a palette. So there's that. I'm not going to say that her views are bad because I'm not going to kill for those kind of views. It actually does give me diarrhea. Like the last time I did like a big RBK video. I think y'all gave it like 34K views, and it actually made me sick inside. It made my stomach twist. I had to like mute everything about that video for me because I was just like, okay, that's good. That's good. Nobody look at me. Please look away. I get stressed out. But I do think that they're not the views that she's used to. So I do think she's chosen now, right before the year of her Lord's other birthday. I don't really understand Jesus. The whole birthday situation has always like confused me because of Easter, because Easter doesn't make any sense. It's, you know, once you realize that it's because they slapped it on top of a pagan holiday. And that's where we get like the eggs and the bunnies, because it was like for fertility and rebirth. And then they were just like, anyways, Jesus. Anyways, you know, whatever you want to call it. But like, exactly. Over 1 million subscribers is not canceled. Give me a break. Yeah, you said I 100% would not have known that. I thought Girlie was just big mad. No. Like the way that I could like, as soon as she started going, I was like, oh, it's Zoolander. Palettes don't hit the same even if you have the money. Honestly, I have so many fucking palettes. It's like, it's kind of a wild time. So now I'm just like going in hog wild with my little fingers and with my fingies and just being like, I'm going to slap this on with my fingers instead of brushes because I don't want to wash them. But like, unless you're buying a palette from indie brands, Plugs and Trench Cosmetics. The neurodivergent need to not be observed is so real. Please. I don't understand. It's probably the Leo rising. How I chose, but also I'm a Taurus. It's like how I chose this. I'm going to hell. Yeah. She's so damn condescending that her Zoolander bit just read as bitter bitch syndrome. It did not hit the way that she wanted it to. I think it could have hit better if she had done a little interspersing. Like, even if it wasn't, like, even if she couldn't use the audio from it or what, like, or just one of the things, if she'd done like a little bit of splicing, just a little edit splice so people understood. Cause like, you know, we're olds. I'm significantly older than her, but like, we're olds. As such, some of the references, apparently a lot of people didn't get it, but like saying canceled as a flag, red or yellow at least. Yeah, you could just be like, okay, let's go into your story, girl. I'm only a minute in. I've been talking too much.
Behold, I am now the president, the CEO, if you will, of an alt-right, anti-LGBTQ, Proud Boy Nazi homeschool cult. And I didn't even have to apply. I just became CEO for things I wasn't even aware of.
What?
But, I became aware. I became well aware over the next few months of my life. It was a time. It was a time.
Who thought she had the fortitude to be a CEO? Who said she was the CEO? No hate to you, Kristi. I'm sorry, girl. I'm just saying, like, who? Okay. I don't remember people saying she was the CEO. I thought she was like part of it, but you know, I wasn't reading every single forum on this shit. I did have to work.
Time to be me, to be criticized on podcasts, drama channels, TikTok, of being a right-wing fundamentalist Christian anti-LGBTQ homeschool cult leader. You know, I just gotta say, it was harrowing, if nothing else. I can laugh about this now. Sure wasn't funny a year ago. Now it's just one of the most ridiculous. Like, when looking back on it, I can sit here and be like, dude, this is the most wild, fabricated, made up, bizarre, twisted fiction novel.
Okay, maybe not fiction exactly, right? Again, this is what happens when you just like leave this gap and you refuse to say anything. Like Peter Mon multiple times has been like, hey fam, you might want to like say something, you know what I mean? And Peter's like, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to do what I tell you to do, but like maybe if you said something, right? It left a lot of room. I feel like nobody said that you were the CEO. They knew that you were starting your creepy homeschool. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but a lot of them are creepy. Like, no hate, but it's just like, because you know that in these homeschools, they're going to just teach them things like dinosaurs and men walked the earth at the same time. And that's like not possible. And you're also concerned that they might walk out thinking that the earth is flat. And the problem with this is that at some point, these people integrate into the real world, the world that people actually live in. And then they're like fucking stunned and shocked. You know what I mean? It's like that movie, what is it, Blast for the Past? And they're just like, what is all of this? You know, and you shouldn't do that to people. It's the same thing has happened to people who, like, if you've ever had the displeasure, I think, of like, somewhere in Reddit where people talk about finding out that they weren't vaccinated and how they found out and how pissed they were. And then they got vaccinated as adults, like, because their parents didn't do that. So Darvo right there. So I feel like I just feel like Swanky. I just feel like, thank you for becoming a member. I didn't know it worked on that side, and it does. Oh my God, bitch. Okay. Swanky made it work over here. I'm so excited. How are you doing, love? But it feels very, I don't know, man. I feel like you could just start this off without the comedy. Why can't people just like say things? Like, I don't understand. Should I turn on the CC? Because I know some of y'all can't see. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, some of y'all can't see or hear. And by see, I mean like her face, her like lips moving. Okay.
It's like I never could have imagined it getting this far, and yet I'm right in the center of it. And there's
Swanky, as a member, you now have access to the Discord. That's about it. I'm in the Discord. We do things. I watch movies, play games. Sometimes whatever it is, we chat. We chitty chat in there.
Still writing articles about it a year later. And so I'm going to set the record straight in today's video. I'm going to set the record fully and clearly straight so that you guys can know without a shadow of a doubt where I stand on all of this and why I have not responded until now. Let me explain to you first what actually happened so I can set the scene of how this actually went down and how you can understand how I was absolutely blindsided by these really, really sane accusations that come from a place of absolute reality. July 4th, 2024. We decided to go to our local...
It was 2024. So, oh shit, so glad you're doing this because I was so curious but refused to watch. I won't give her any more views. Listen, it's getting close to Christmas. It's Christmas time in YouTube City. It's getting close. You know what I mean? And I'm sure she has collabs and things to shill. No hate. Like, make your bag, whatever, you know? Get your coin, honey. But that's what's happening. And I don't say that to be like me, and it's the same way people get all like every single day of December, I'm going to make mid to mediocre content so that I can make more money. And I won't do that. Because I don't have time for that. I'll be at work.
Small town parade. It's a tiny little parade that they do every year for the 4th of July. I've been to it every year since I was born, essentially. And it's just a little parade with fire trucks and ponies and candy tossing. I did it before I had a kid. I'm doing it now. It's just pretty darling. My sister was a part of a homeschool co-op, and their little homeschool co-op was doing a float in the parade. After being canceled and absolutely being dragged over the hot coals for this, I realized that people don't really know what a homeschool co-op is. So I'm just going to give you the brief definition of what it is so you can
Oh no, people know what it is. They don't like it. School has standards. It should have standards. If we weren't being run over by that orange idiot, school should have standards. It should have rules and regulations. And every state isn't the same. There are states in which homeschooling makes sense because there's like literally people who come and like test the kids and make sure that they are at the levels that they're supposed to be at. And sometimes it's not the whole state. It just might be that particular county. But the point is that there are levels that you're supposed to be at. And y'all, we've seen a lot of these people who have their homeschool co-ops and their homeschools and all of this shit. And y'all will literally be on TikTok talking about he doesn't want to do this today, so I'm going to let him do this. Like, babes, that's not how it works. I know that in the long run, we're really being trained for capitalism so that we can learn to sit at our desks and do shitty menial tasks for 8 hours a day. But it's also for knowledge. It's also for knowledge. And we have to make sure that the kiddos are all at the same place. Like I said, again, blast from the past. You cannot just come up from out of your bomb shelter and find out like that the whole world has changed. That's just not good for children. And they are like worse for the wear. It doesn't even matter if they're hanging out with other kids. The problem is they're hanging out with other homeschool kids. So like they're gonna be the weird kids. They're gonna be the fucking Cullens. Oh my God, I got to make a Twilight reference and I wasn't even expecting to. Happy Halloween, bitch. The issue is eugenics, not homeschooling, period. So, I don't always get to, do that. But like, she's trying to, yeah, you're right. She is trying to disarm criticism by implying people are not knowledgeable or ignorant about homeschool co-ops. And again, if you want to get like mad tea on homeschooling, for sure, I'll see if I'll pull it up on this, but like Mika's Rhetoric has a really good video about that. So like, we're not gonna, okay, let's let her give us this brief definition of what it is so that we can pretend that we believe her. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna open mind.
Understand real quick that they're normal and this isn't the only one. Contrary to popular belief about me. A homeschool co-op is basically when a bunch of parents get together and homeschool their kids together. There isn't like a set teacher. There isn't a set type of person that goes to a homeschool co-op. It's just people that want to homeschool their kids, but they don't want to do it alone in their home. So they go to a place and they do it together. Sometimes there's like Montessori ones. Sometimes.
I don't want to be a dick, but like, I feel like that wasn't a definition. So you mean it's exactly what the fuck we thought it was? I'm so sorry. Like, I just, it's making me laugh because I'm just like, yeah, there isn't a set curriculum and that's a problem. Yeah, there's no curriculum. I hate that word, curriculum. It makes me feel, but yeah, I think that a condescending tone is going to be through the entire video. Chantel says she lives in Washington like me. We don't have a great homeschool system here. So, Ariel, you were homeschooled? Let me know. I've met I went to high school with two people who were homeschooled. At the time in Texas, you had to put the kiddos in school, back in public school, in high school. So it was interesting, mostly because I just wasn't, I don't like to be touched a lot and I might be too autistic for it, but she was trying to be like friendly and I was friendly with her, but I was like, I need you to back off though. Like you're breathing real hard. And cause I don't think she'd had like a lot of friends at the time. And so I was trying to be nice, but also trying to help her and be like, no, like you can just like ask to do things. Like you can just sit with people or you can just do this. And so she kind of like glommed on to me for a bit. And I was like, I don't like all that because I don't like to be touched. And I don't like to make a lot of friends, especially in high school. I was like, I'm going to leave all of you behind and never see you again, I hope. Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah.
Sometimes there's Waldorf school ones. Sometimes there's just Christian homeschool co-ops, atheist homeschool. It doesn't matter. It's a little mishmash. That's what a homeschool co-op is. Just setting the stage so you understand what's about to come up. My sister was working with this little homeschool co-op and they were running it out of their little church. And the church had to move buildings. So the little homeschool co-op had nowhere to have their schooling because the church was no longer going to be open while they were switching buildings. They had nowhere to go. And my niece was part of the homeschool co-op. And so I was like, well, If you guys can't find a place, if you don't find anywhere that's free, you guys are welcome to use my gazebo. I have a gazebo outside. We've done harvest parties in it. I've had a wedding in it. We do stuff in it all the
I just feel like the video that she did this in, and listen, correct me if I'm wrong, if you can find the link in the spot for it, I'll pull it up. But I feel like in her video where she was talking about homeschooling, she was very like frou-frou about it. Like, we're gonna homeschool and like la-di-da. I feel like she was very earthy, very like, ugh. I feel like she was very like, I'm a part of this and I am having a school here. I don't feel like she mentioned that before. Listen, Mac, there wouldn't, as far as I'm aware, I don't feel like, listen, and I could be wrong, but I don't think a lot of atheists homeschool their children. For what reason? Like, I think a lot of atheists send their children out into the world so they can be like, what did you learn out there? So that I can fix it. Like, I feel like that's it. What'd you learn out there? What did they, like, atheists be like, what did they teach you about slavery? That is incorrect. Let me fix that. This is the true story of slavery. And now your child is just like scarred mentally. But like, yeah, I don't really feel like crunchy granola. Oh my God. I felt like she was very, to be honest, the big thing about homeschool too is most working class families can't do it because they're not home. Granted, some just like, yeah. And they don't have money to either. Like somebody has to be home. I knew Wiccans who homeschooled. It's not the majority of folks though. Yeah. Her sister's homeschool co-op described the public school system as perverse and made it as a rescue for children. Atheists send their kids to public schools because we pay our taxes to fund them and are hoping to get our money's worth 100%. Yeah. And like, again, there's a lot of people who don't have options. Like right now in a state like Texas, if you have a trans child, you probably might be considering homeschooling them at this point so that you do not have to worry about their well-being, because it's not like you can just up and move, right? So like there are circumstances, but this seems very white. Okay, let's go.
all the time. Like it's the place where we host events. They needed a place that was free. Nowhere else was free. So they came to my gazebo and we made it out of like a little forest school. Now, there is a big misconception going around that number one, I was building a school on my property, which is what a lot of people said, that I was building an anti-LGBTQ homeschool. We'll get to that in a minute. That I was the leader of a homeschool. But I need to just say one thing. My kid doesn't go to school yet. He's this many. So it was just me letting my sister use a building for the homeschool co-op. The only way I contributed to this homeschool co-op is, number one, allowing it to be out in my gazebo, and it was absolutely darling. I just have to say, these kids are so cute. And getting a porta potty for them so that they had a place to go to the bathroom so they didn't have to come in and out all day. So they were here for like May and half of April. And that was pretty much it. And the school like ended in June, and that was it. And it was just dark.
Okay, so Lulu says she's lied. It's not a school only for friends. It's for public. That's why Hannah needs to yell. Sent an email to them and got, oh my God, where's Hannah, by the way? I haven't seen her in a minute. I know she's been like super busy working, but I miss her. So I feel like this would make sense if she hadn't made it seem like she was building a school for her. Like what? Listen, first of all, as soon as she said porta potty, my whole body clenched up, because I'm going to tell you something about porta potties, especially ones in the dark. No one is meant to see human turds that aren't their own. And I would much rather poop in my own hand than a porta potty. So I don't know how those children did that. Like, like, yeah, I now, like, as she's saying this, I'm just like, okay, so why didn't you just say something at the time? I'm sure she's going to get to it. We're like 5 minutes. Of course, I'm just like chit chatting. She had talked about potentially building a school on her property before her sister started this. Then later talked about having her sister run the homeschool on her property in a video clip. Thank you. I feel like she's making me feel like I am actually losing my mind, because like there's not a lot that stays going on in here. Okay. I have that. I forgot. I'm going to lose my phone in my hand. ADHD is what I have. I'm still looking for the eye drops that I normally keep here, but I keep remembering every time I look for them that I move them back into the bathroom. And that is why you keep seeing me do this, because I keep looking for these eye drops. And I said this out loud. I'm like, I moved them into the bathroom. Hopefully that'll stop it, but it probably won't. That's the kind of memory I have. But she was making me feel like I was actually like losing it, because I was just like, I really feel confident and I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I can be wrong, but I just feel like she really made it seem like she was building a school on her property. Am I? Ooh, you know what? Listen, say what you will about Paige. Her research skills are second to none, and I live for it. Listen. Yeah, and I'm like, babes, I have a full-time other job. I'm not saying that what she does doesn't work. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is I'm probably gonna have a 12-hour day tomorrow. So like I don't have time to go look at all these videos. They make bougie porta potties for weddings. It could have been like that. What is a bougie porta potty? I actually, like, I couldn't read. What is a bougie porta potty? Does it flush? Because that's bougie to me. She does have a job. Listen, one thing we have to remember is that content creation is in fact a job. Any job in which you are getting paid with real money is a job. That includes blow. But the thing is, I just feel like it's am I she is still like, listen, okay, we're gonna try it. Okay,
darling. I can't stress it enough. It's so cute. Fast forward. It's 4th of July. We're going to our little hometown parade. We're having a good old time. My son sees that his auntie is there.
I would actually like you to not use a Southern accent because you are in Washington. And that's not how y'all talk there. You're not down home. Bless your heart.
And auntie has something that he loves. Candy. And she's throwing the candy in the parade. So he was like, can I do that with her? And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. Who cares? Like, I couldn't care less. We showed up to the parade in his Avengers t-shirt. The little homeschool co-op that had a float in the parade had a bunch of extra t-shirts that they had made for the kids, and he wanted to look like the other kids in the parade, so he put on one of the t-shirts. I know it sounds like this is really sinister, but sometimes things just are this simple. He tosses on one of the little t-shirts, and it was a really hateful t-shirt. It was super hateful. It said joy, peace, and righteousness. It was evil. And he threw
allegedly in Minecraft. You know how sometimes you just want to grab somebody by their hair and just like be like, pop. You know what I mean? And like bang their head on the table like they do in like action movies. You know, when the guy he's upset his boss, when the henchman has upset his boss, you know, and he like walks over to him and he's like, Gregory, I thought I told you to stop them from leaving. And, you know, and he's like, oh, boss, I tried. And then he grabs him by the head and goes, bam, bam, bam. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now as she continues the story. You can do all of this without being sarcastic. This is, you know what? It's classic Kristi. This is classic Kristi. She just comes at you with vim, vinegar, condescension, and sarcasm. And I think that The Southern accident, right? I feel like you could just not do this. I just once, I would like for you to take things seriously and just be like, listen, there was all this shit going on around me, and just like actually have a conversation. Like, I didn't need a performance. This is wild. Like, this is why people, this is whenever you're looking and you're trying to ask yourself, like, why did so many people leave? Because of this. It's the behavior. It's not even the shit you've done, right? Like, that's not even it. And like, I understand people thinking that it's weird that people want online personalities to issue an apology. I don't think that that's weird, because like, it's both, the answer for it is simple and complicated as to why viewers want that. I'm not going to do the complicated one because we don't have time, but the simple one is because they want to continue to believe in you, like you, and watch your shit. Like, that's why they want you to address issues. And when you don't, then it makes it harder for them to do that. Right? And then, like, we have all these online spaces in which we are friends with other people that we've met online. And so you can't even, like, tell your online friends who are real friends, like, hey, did you see the new RBK video on such and such? Because they might be like, are you still fucking watching that shit? And you'd be like, you know? That's why people, just in general, we like to know that the people that we like and support and like the same shit we like. That's just normal behavior. That's how we create communities. And now she's just over here being a sarcastic ass bitch. Hold on. I'm going to be right back because, like, I have got to get the eye drops. My eyeballs are like on fire. So just give me a second. Okay.
There you are. Bam! That was a nice slow-mo. Not you yelling, stop resisting. Oh my fucking god. I cannot fucking breathe. Oh my god. Oh my god. I cannot breathe. Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
Ow!
I'm so sorry. That cracking sound, I was not prepared for it, and I'm so sorry. I'm nervous. Oh my god, a demon to fuck. I'm sorry. Wait. Wait.
Oh my god, that's the second time they've tried to do that shit to me. Jesus Christ, what's going on? Do you all see this? That's fucking insanity. What's going on? I wasn't ready. Oh my god, I wasn't paying attention. I thought he was just gonna throw me. Really just thought he... Okay. Are you ready to die? Please fall off to your death. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye bye bye. I'm doing this tonight. And now you can't start a fight. Cause you fell into the hole. Hey baby, goodbye. Done. I know that you can't talk no more because you died. I'm so tough. Go wash your ass, clean your vag, and your underarms too, plus your toes and your legs and your butt crack too. You're welcome, everybody. I also make song. The wingtips. I'm getting ready. Not me being full, for fuck's sakes! For fuck's sakes, god fucking damn it, I'm so motherfucking close. I can feel it in my goddamn sternum. I'm sorry.
Wait, you don't like it when beeholes are in your face? I do not. I don't like it when my beehole is in someone's face. Like, I don't like any of it. And the older you get, the more likely you are to just fart. So, like, that's awkward. Just because I did fart my ex-husband's face one time.
Oh gosh.
He was down in my town.
And just
I was relaxed. Just-
Chuck, actually.
Have you tried corks?
Have I tried what?
Corks.
I don't know what that means. To put up your butt? Are you asking me if I've corked my butthole?
For the diarrhea.
Oh my god, I'm inside! I'm inside! I'm inside! I'm inside, bitches! I'm inside! Oh my god, I'm inside! I'm inside! I'm in it!
Okay, sorry.
We really
It took a
did.
minute, okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Because also Bo had a TT and I had to do that. And then I got like drops on my face. I hope it doesn't look terrible. So yeah, she is assuming that her real friends will agree with her and her real fans. And they will. That's the thing. Her real fans will agree with her. And by real fans, they're just people who just have the same beliefs, which is fine. Oh, maximize depression levels. Damn. But like, we're getting into this thing where she's just not. The gaming reel is taking me out. Listen, I love to play games. Come by if you like gameplay and talking about whatever. Sometimes it's smut. A lot of times it's smut. But like, I just... I need her to not be so sarcastic when people were genuinely were like, I'm disappointed. I just think that you could have this conversation
For all of
better.
7 minutes in the parade. Zach put him up on his shoulders. He tossed candy, mostly ate the candy. And then when it was time to keep walking, he had an absolute meltdown, sobbed his face off, and we left.
We'll get you some.
We'll get some, dude. Don't worry.
It's okay, baby. Mommy's here.
Gave him a nap. He was tired. And then went to the carnival and had a really lovely rest of the day.
Okay.
And that is the day that I formed a cult. And everything changed that day because I became a cult leader. It was
Did anybody
a sight to behold.
listen?
I get home,
Can
everything's
somebody
fine,
can somebody find me where people said, like, obviously I can't, search the entire internet. I just don't remember reading comments that said she was in a cult or a leader of a cult. I feel like people said that she was just, but I don't feel like it is exhausting. It's like, listen, that's why I don't date men, Tracy. Like, please. Every time I see a man with a woman, I'm always just like, yikes. It's not his fault. She's a goddess, it's really not men's fault that they look like that. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, women are just goddesses that I can't, just, if you're my friend, don't show me your boyfriend or husband. I'm always going to be disappointed. Yeah, it's people did say that it sounded cult-like, but nobody really said it was a cult. Um, Let me fix that. It's gonna be this one. That's my fault. I fixed the audio there. So that I don't know, man. I just don't. I'm not living for it. I'm not living for her behavior. Okay. Yeah, people said she was running a compound, not a cult, which the compound can become a cult, obviously. But like, okay. Dark Angel, you said you did hear it. Okay, so I think it was more country granola mom to alt-right pipeline vibes. I feel like that's here. Like, even if people said this is, yeah, why is this a key point? Like, her whole thing is just like, and then suddenly I was the leader of a cult. Okay.
Next few days are all good, and then I get a DM from one of my followers saying, hey, there's a post about you on Reddit. I don't know if it's true, but it looks pretty bad. And I was like, holy shit, what did I do this time? Just blown away at the accuracy of this post. I mean, they couldn't have been more accurate. They really nailed me. They really got me. They got my whole personality in one post. I'm just evil, a liar, and a cult leader. And so I thought today I would tell you how I became those things. What happened was the homeschool co-op that was walking in the parade, apparently one of the moms had a sign of an organization that I apparently run, that I had never heard of, called Don't Mess With Our Kids. So the sign apparently that she was
Again, it could be that I was just on the right side of FAMWA and of BGC, which is actually not rare for me. But I don't recall people saying that she ran this organization. I recall many people making comments that she was aware of said organization and seemed to be co-signing the things that they were saying by allowing what her son to be like seen like that and liking the picture, right? Did I just make that up in my brain? Right. Because Pierre, I feel like you are the person whose post I utilize. Am I incorrect in that? Is my brain still made of potatoes and eggs? Yes, I feel like people were just saying she supported these things. Not that she ran it, not that she was like nobody is calling you the cult leader. And like, no offense, Kristi, I mean this in all sincerity. I just don't think that you would be a good cult leader. You have like way too much anxiety for that. Like, so do I. I would not be a good cult leader. You can't be anxious and lead a cult. So, okay, that's what I thought. Cause I was like, okay. But like, yeah, that was the one that her sister was more tied to the school. And that was the thing. People were like, yeah, apparently you seem to not care because your son's like hanging out with these people. You like the photo where like this shit was going on. And you're like, So I just find it fascinating that she's now like, apparently, okay, I gotta tell you, in this, maybe it doesn't affect her because she's white, but by 2024, I was doing the thing where I was just like asking specific questions of people. They'd be like, what do you think about gender neutral bathrooms? It's great, isn't it? Because it means the stall's all the way down so you can poop in peace. Trans women are women, right? You know? Because I'm too old to deal with bigotry and assholery. You know, I'm a queer. You know, I'm a non-binary black femme. So and I'm ace, so I can't really, you know, take a lot of bullshit in my life. So like listen, hi, welcome in, Leisha. Yeah, so she hangs around bigots. What is her confusion with our confusion? Yeah. So this is just interesting. Okay. All right.
Holding said, "Don't mess with our kids." And she was walking in front of the parade. We were walking in the back.
Okay.
And that's how it happened. That's the moment. That's the moment I became a transphobic cult leader. And it's a simple way to get a job. It's a simple way, but a very effective way. And so what actually happened was that was what happened. So I didn't see the sign or know anything about it, but I did, and I'm a liar. No, I've never heard of this organization before, and that's that. So the mom that chose to hold the sign, that was her belief, obviously. It's not the school that did it. It's not that the homeschool co-op all has the same beliefs. I need you to know some things. Some of the moms that came to the homeschool co-op, you could call charismatic Christians. Some of them hold signs like "Don't mess with our kids." Some of them do tarot.
So what we're trying to say here is this is probably not a good advertisement, as some British folks say. Not many. I'm the one who says that. For why homeschooling is bad. Because, like, how did you spend all this time with these moms and you didn't know, like, they never said anything weird to you? They never gave you any, like, ring-a-dings for you to be like, oh, I don't know about her. So thank you, Alicia. Like, if that's what really happened, why didn't you say this months ago? It's like not like, here's the problem. Here's the issue I'm having right now. I know we're only 8 minutes in, but again, certified yapper, it's my business. The problem I'm having right now is we're 8 minutes and 41 seconds into this video, and you were like, I'm going to explain how this took place. And everything that you're explaining would have been logical to say a year and a half ago. Do you know what I mean? Like, you mean to tell me I waited a year and a half for this? It's kind of how I feel about Borderlands 4. Do you know? Like, it's how I felt about Outriders. Like, I waited and I waited and I got it. And the fucking thing crashed. It's how people felt about Cyberpunk. Now it's an immaculate game. But when it came out, it was like, boo. So a year and a half for you to be like, a homeschool co-op is where a bunch of people who want to homeschool their kids all like hang out together and the church closed down, like blah, blah, blah. Yeah, context wrench. We saw the co-op website, babe. This is the thing. One of two things. It's like either she doesn't really give a shit about who she hangs out with and doesn't think about who she puts her child with, which doesn't make sense to me. Like, even if he's not going to school, he could still like hang out with the other kids as was pictured. And if that's the case, the sun, like the humidity sucked all the moisture out of my eyes. If that's the case, then like, then you're just not really caring who your child is hanging about with. Like, I know Black moms right now who are very particular as to whether or not they allow their Black child to go hang out at a white person's house. They must get a lot of information before they let this happen, because it's been going not great, you know? So you're telling me that you just didn't know any of this stuff, but you also know that some of them do tarot, but you didn't know about the organization. Okay.
And don't even believe in Jesus. They just come to the homeschool co-op, which was, I would call a Christian homeschool co-op, but some people just like their kids to be in that setting. I don't make the rules, okay? But some of them had signs that said hope is here, and some of them had signs that said don't mess with our kids. I didn't see the sign. Reddit raked me over the coals, so to speak.
Because you say you didn't see the sign, but you liked the fucking photo. I distinctly, oh my God, okay. All right, like, bitch, I'm visually impaired, but I was wearing my glasses, which work for their intended purposes. Yeah, she took a year and a half to say nothing. Yeah, the privilege to not know is insane, because I could literally Not we read the website with our very eyes, our very corneas gazed upon those words. Right. What is going on? I'm stunned. Not a squirrel with a nut, damn it.
And oh man, they really did. Not just Reddit, multiple podcasts. I mean, it was everywhere. People writing articles about me, people on TikTok calling me a Proud Boy hit youth leader. That was a new one. And all I did actually was allow kids to not have a place to have their school.
Okay.
And walk in a parade where an autonomous human being held a sign in front of me that I'm now being attributed to.
Because you like
see the
photo.
sign. I didn't know about the sign. There is, interestingly, this theory going around that my son was holding the sign and that this was an anti-LGBT.
Wait. Pierre. I said that way too French. I would like to apologize. Hope is Here was held by the co-founder who thinks the public school system is perverse. That's what Hope is Here is dog whistling at. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, no one sends their kids to Christian BS without wanting, like, yeah, I'm just, like, not to be a hater, but I don't think that a lot of Wiccan people are like, I'm going to take my kid to Christian homeschool. This is okay. She always gets mad that people call her out and like, then somehow it's our fault. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like every time she does this, it is somehow our fault for seeing things with our eyes, right? And listening to the words that she says and then being like, oh, so somehow we're the problem. This feels like my marriage. I'm like, I'm getting bad, like flashbacks. I'm like,
LGBTQ hate rally. I need you to understand the lengths at which this web of lies has gone to. It has gone to a point where instead of walking in a 4th of July parade throwing candy with my kid, what actually happened is I was indoctrinating my son into a hate rally. There was not only not a hate rally, it was a 4th of July parade, and
oh no, we understood that it was a 4th of July parade. I did not think it was a hate rally, and that's fair, because awful people tend to show up everywhere. Like there was a restaurant I used to like to go to, I think mostly for their drinks because it was close and I could walk there at the time. But they used to have drag brunch, which was fantabulous. Unfortunately, the town was not ready for that. And before you knew it, there were people like standing out that it was becoming like a newsworthy situation. We've since moved from there, so that's the thing. But like, not because of that, but because we bought a house. But it's, I understand, like, if you got, like, if I got caught in a photo there, right, you would be like, what's go? But I could literally tell you, like, oh, no. I was yelling at the bigots. I am not, or I was coming out for brunch. Like, these people need to find something to do. Like, why aren't you actually in church? You know what I mean? Go get in your church. Why are you here at drag brunch if it's bothering you so much? Like, y'all are weird. Why do you go places that are going to irritate you? Do you know what I mean? So I don't, okay. Technically, Tracy, you walked your kid in a parade behind a sign that was a dog whistle to groups you say you don't support. Did that clear it up? Like, people like her are why I keep screenshots of text messages for 5+ years. Yes. It's this kind of shit as to why you like have to have receipts all the time. I should have had more shit, but honestly, like, I'm finishing The Outer Worlds this week. I'm trying to, between Sunday and Tuesday, I'm trying to finish the game because the new one comes out that Thursday. And so the following, I want to start playing that. But like, yeah, he wasn't holding a sign, but children were holding signs. Thank you. It's just really wild. This is Dark Angel, a gaslighting event. Okay.
He just wanted candy because he was this many. That is what I am guilty of. I'm here to set the
Pause. So was he 3 at the time and then 4? Because was the co-op thing after and then he was 4? Okay, I'm gonna do that.
record straight today that everything you've heard about me is just so true, you guys. I am this evil gay hater that you think I am. And if you couldn't sense the sarcasm in my voice, no, I'm not. This is the most ridiculous, baseless thing that I have ever been associated with. I've been canceled before for dumber shit, but this was like really...
Cultural appropriation isn't dumb. I just thought you should know that.
Really wild to me. And you may wonder, well, why didn't you just come out and say it wasn't true if it wasn't true? Because you really let the narrative spin, obviously. Like, you could have just kind of put a pause on it. You could have said, hey, this isn't true, and we would have believed you. Would you? Studies have shown that any time an influencer comes...
Girl, don't hit me with this studies have shown bullshit. The reason that people would not have believed you by this point is because you had already proven time and time again that you were not going to address anything you didn't want to fucking address, which again is your right. It is your prerogative. But the reason people would not have believed you at that point was because you have consistently gone on this thing where you're like, I'm not going to talk about that anymore. I'm going to do a little dancey dance around it. You know what I mean? I'm going to tickle the taint, but I'm not really going to get in there. All right? You're not going to get the full shebang. And it's just very irritating when people do this to you. When they try to be like, studies show, bitch, if you don't like, not bitch derogatory, okay? Bitch pejoratively. I hate that kind of attitude where you start with this like, oh, well, I couldn't say anything then. Like, you just gave this bullshit ass excuse. And I'm sorry if you had been like answering any of the questions, if you addressed the James Charles shit and your continued support of a pedo. PDF file is what isn't that what that's what Foreign says, which I hate to do. Actually, he says kick a file, and I like that one better. Kick a file. So like if you're going to do all of that like and not address it, by the time you get here, you are too far down the hole in the pipe. I don't know if that made any sense, but I said it anyway. It's just wild. The fact that Kristi has followers with these much of misinformation that she spread. Yeah, with this much of misinformation that she spread. Yeah. Everybody's like, what studies? Show me the studies. Right.
Out and says, hey, I'm innocent. You guys definitely give them the benefit of the doubt. You really do. You give them the benefit of the doubt. You give them a lot of grace and understanding. That's usually what happens during cancellations. No, what actually happens is...
Remember, I said it. No, you are the problem. No, you. Because I actually have bad news for you. Listen, many of these things as I have watched go down, the number one thing I can say that consistently caused people to lose trust and faith, I just split my lip because I'm probably dehydrated, but is the fact that when they came out with whatever apology, they came out really fast and quickly, circa gray hoodie, nary a tear, nary one tear squeezed out of Lara Lee's eye, okay? And she was like, I'm sorry. You'll apologize and you would do it for yourselves, okay? So that we'll keep watching your videos. You'll keep, making your money. Understood. Yes, she has made another video where she does blame us for being the problem. I kind of wish that she could learn to go. I didn't talk about this because I genuinely didn't know what to do. Like I hadn't addressed so many other things. And you know what? Peter was fucking right. I promise you, because he has a video here on the side that's responding to Rob Beauty's Kristi's. I promise you somewhere in the video, I haven't seen it yet, but I promise you he's going to say, like, if you had just responded to the other shit, Kristi, like I fucking told you to. Like, people told her. And repeatedly, she refused to do anything. And again, your prerogative. But now, what I said before is if you don't address anything, and it just keeps leaving space. Every time something funky or suspicious happens, it leaves more space. And people can start inferring what they will about you every single time. And you just keep doing this. So now you have reached, we're in 2024. It's getting to be dangerous times. We're all getting very nervous about a presidential election that we definitely should have been nervous about. Should have been more nervous. Okay. But like, we're all getting stressed out by what's happening to the country, in the country, and around the world. And, now you're just like, well, who would have believed me? And when influencers apologize, I'm like, no, not always. The ones who are forgiven, overwhelmingly, it's because they were thoughtful about it. It's because they took some fucking time. It's because they understood what they did. It's because they actually realized that maybe it wasn't a great thing to do or say. You know, I'm not going to forgive Kathleen Lights. You're free to, but like, she did finally get a good apology for her, you know, N-word usage. I don't fuck with it because like once you do that, I'm kind of over it. Like, I'm like, please leave me alone. But like, but people did move on and they forgave her and they like still continue to enjoy her content. Jaclyn Hill lies all the time. And there's a lot of people who are like, we know, Jaclyn, you didn't mean to do that. And then some people just love that she scams them. Like it's their kink. They like getting scammed. And I'm not going to kink shame in this house, except for that one thing. I will kink shame that. But like, I just think that like, thank you, Winnie Bago is so cute. I think that her coming off like this defensive is listen, it's not going to endear the people who've been waiting for her to say something so that they could return to follow her. Like that's the sad part to me. The sad part about this is, excuse me, all the people who are waiting and hoping that that this video would be the reason that they could continue to like watch her content. The people who have like morals and believe in trans rights, believe in gay rights, believe in the rights of Black and brown people, understand that when like Black people are free, everyone will be free. Those people, they're not coming back. Like you did not fix this for them. And I'm just going to like say that now. We still have 15 minutes left. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm a yapping ass bitch. Like I can't stop yapping. I had to break my lurk while making pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. That sounds delicious. To say how truly appalling her attitude is listening to this with y'all. And as a lifelong Washingtonian, listen, you have to claim her. Okay. But like, you don't have to like be friends.
Is that you eviscerate them and say, you're just trying to save face. I ain't dumb. Okay, I know how this whole thing works. But it wasn't just that, was it? It wasn't the only reason I didn't respond. The main reason I didn't respond is because without my response, you guys were being psychotic. Maybe not you watching this, but maybe you watching this. I don't know. All I know is that the families of the homeschool co-op, who have no idea that I'm a social media influencer, who had no idea that they were coming to the home of a YouTuber who was going to get canceled for being anti-LGBTQ, they were being harassed by you. Their families being contacted by you.
Let me just first. She is correct. People should not do that. That's fucking weird. That's Ethan Klein ass behavior, and we don't do that in this house. However, one of the things that you should do, knowing that you have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, you should certainly let people know that in these kind of circumstances. I say this because when shit like this goes down, people have been able to do what they can to protect their privacy and their personal information. You know, shit like being on your Instagram. You know what I mean? Like their organizations being on your Instagram. The fact that there's still so many people who do social media and have not quite yet figured out or understand, like you've been doing this for fucking a decade at this point. And I am confused why you have not quite yet figured out information that maybe you shouldn't fucking share. And this isn't me like, I'm saying as I am a small social media, like just a tiny blip as a social media personality. Even I know I'm very careful about where I post photos. I try to make sure that anything I post isn't anywhere near my fucking house. Okay? Like I'm careful about this. Restaurants, things like that. Like if I'm out on the town away pretty far away from my, sure, I'll take a picture and location, like that's fine. I don't care. But there's other things, like if I had a child, which I would never do, but if I did, things I would make sure of is that, like, I don't know, all of this information isn't available. You know, I have said this before and I currently had to do it again. I specifically say when I'm dating somebody, I do not want this on the internet. I want this to be something that's private. It is for me and you and just us alone. I don't want this on the internet because, like, the shit that I do, even with as small of a channel that I have, could impact you and your life. So I've had to say that at work. Like, no, I don't take work photos because of that shit. Like, no. So you have 1 million subscribers and it never once like occurred to you that like putting this shit on your Facebook and like all the, that people just wouldn't ever find that. Internet sleuths are going to internet sleuth. If there's one thing we've all learned, like you saw all those goddamn documentaries about like Jeffree Star and Tati and like all, like there were lines being drawn everywhere. You're telling me you just like never, like it never occurred to you to like tell people like, hey, lock your shit down. You're the one who posted their information. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like, yeah, like I don't, yeah, no one is condoning the crazy stuff, but being quiet about it wasn't helping them. That part. Like, how did, that's the other thing, Felisa. How did you just staying quiet help any of these people when literally like you're trying to say like, oh, you are out there being crazy, which people are. People do too much. Stop bothering people outside of like that are not even a part of this. Don't be weird. Get your lives together, please. But you're the one who posted that shit. And I need you to recognize that. Like you have to, that's part of having a platform is you have to be very careful about what you're posting and where you post it. Now, listen, sometimes I post shit on Instagram because I don't know how I'd be working. Like the threads thing, I don't understand it. Like sometimes I'll be like, I think that I'm reading a post that's on Instagram because I'm an old and it's like, oh, we're going to threads. And I'm like, oh, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Oh, and they're like, you reposted this. And I'm like, I don't know how I did that. Hope I didn't piss anybody off, or I did. But like, I'm going to say that if I had 1 million subscribers, I would certainly not post like the name of the homeschool co-op. Like I wouldn't post any of this shit. Yeah. I don't believe that your job is to make content at home about your home and no one had any idea. Right. Like, and exactly, Valley, we do all have to take precautions about our internet safety. We shouldn't have to, but we do. Yeah. I had a TikTok and had to get rid of it for work because someone found it. I had 35 followers. See? And like, that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to say like, oh, you never should have been as silly as to like, but I am saying like, you knew that you had 1 million followers, you knew that you had a big platform. So you would think that at that point you would recognize that you might want to tell people like, hey, just FYI, maybe don't have your shit wide open or connected to my shit online. Like if you go to my Instagram, because you're telling me that these people went to your Instagram and none of them were like shocked at how many fucking Instagram followers you had. Like, I'm just saying, okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
Homeschool applications being submitted by you, signing up my sister and some of the other homeschool moms for gender reassignment surgery and having them getting phone calls, doxing,
that's
reaching
wild.
out to family members and people that used to know me. The reason I maybe didn't respond until now was because the school is not a thing anymore. And finally, I don't have to really worry about the families being harassed by you anymore. So yeah, the reason I didn't respond was not because I didn't want to clear my name or because any of the allegations are true. You can't even imagine what it's like to have hundreds of thousands of people loathe your existence because you've been called the worst things that you can be called. It's because the families were unsafe because the internet is a cesspool of psychotic, chronically online, drama-addicted weirdos. And so, no.
That's a strange pause. I'm just gonna move this like this so we don't get stuck on her face doing that. I think it's odd. Again, you're the one posting. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, again, I don't think that any of that should happen. Nobody should dox people. Nobody should be like running around, dragging all these other people into it. I didn't even know that was happening. That's absolutely like, that is some wackadoodle bullshit. Like, calm down. But I'm going to say you had a huge, huge platform. And you were posting like you just were posting to friends and family. And I think that honestly, a way to have kept them safer and helped them would have been to address shit immediately. Like, now the school's gone. And obviously that's not your fault. That's a lot of people being wackadoodle. But like, I just think that it's interesting that you couldn't respond because of people attacking and going after these folks, which again, I do not condone. And I think that's weird behavior. And honestly, at some point, we're going to have to do something about these people who like insist, like these orbiters and these Ethan Klein heads and like all these people who do this shit. Like, y'all, honestly, like, as an unlicensed therapist, I'm going to tell you that therapy is not going to fix whatever's wrong with y'all. There's like something seriously like you're not doing well. The fact that you would find the time and energy to like find people kind of related to this, because even on the post that I saw on Reddit, people were not posting that. And I, from what I could tell, like, listen, I'm usually on the not creepy side of doxing shit. But anytime somebody was posting anything that was like remotely like address related, anything like it was, those comments were removed. I can't Pharaoh that part. Why do people with such huge followings act so surprised when the internets? People shouldn't, but it's not surprising when people do. That part, I just think that there's a specific reason. Like, there are creators who you've never seen their partners in life, their significant others. You've never seen their children, and they have them. And they've done that purposefully, right? Like, they've kept their, like their internet online, people who are online friends, they'll do photos with them, but they don't do that with like other members, you know, and it's purposeful. Because they recognize that like people get weird. There are like male creators who one time put a photo up with them and their girlfriend, and people were so vicious to their girlfriend and they never posted her again. She like removed her Instagram. Like, it was like a whole thing. I'm not gonna say who, but like these kind of things happen, right? Because the internet, people are fucking weird. And I would just say that you have a platform, and part of having that platform is recognizing the power that you have, but also arming the people around you to be able to deal with that. Like, if I was at that size, I would be arming people around me to understand, like, oh, hey, listen, I have a huge following. So you probably like don't want to follow me on Instagram. You know, like, you probably don't want to do that. And if you do, you might want to use like a Finsta or a FicFoc. I don't know if that is. I'm sorry that I called it that. I'm upset with myself. I'm disappointed in myself. You can be disappointed as well. But like, you can do that. And the reason people do it is because they're trying to like keep other people around them from having to be subjected to it. Right. Like, you know, like Tracy's talking about, like the Welsh brothers, the Welsh twins, there's a reason for that. Because if for whatever reason, any internet weirdo gets a bee in their weirdo bonnet, they could make life weird for the people around them and make it hard for them to focus and concentrate and live their lives. So like, Fick fuck. You know, we have Finsta. I was gonna say Snap Fat. I don't know what the fake things are. I'm an old, okay? But like, I don't. Yeah, how many times has Kristi railed against family bloggers, yet she still posted her kid? Either she's like a real dum-dum or she was being performative and thought shit would never happen to her. Yeah, I don't understand. Listen, I don't know what the fake things are. It might have been a fic fuck. Listen, I'm just saying, like, even when I was trying to, date online, I would I would not tie, like, because I feel like, what was it, like Hinge or something, where you could like tie your Instagram to it, and I wouldn't tie my Instagram to it because I was like, no. Especially because you had like those weird people who were like, I don't care about your Instagram followers. I'm like, I'm sorry that you have 2, and that's really none of my business. And I know that it's upsetting you. I'm not sorry for you. Like, I'm sorry that it upsets you that you only have 2 followers. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not an indication of your life. Like, it doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, I get up every day and I still go to my job. So like, yeah, people could have doxed these people for any reason for being around her. She did not protect them or their kids, which is her responsibility as a person with a large platform. She could have gotten over a bad makeup review, let alone this. She has zero care for even her kid. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. Like, I can't fathom doing what she's doing right now and like looking at everybody and be like, well, it's your fault that this has happened. And it's like, but babes, again, I do not condone people being weirdos, but you have to like know you have a platform, right? You're aware you've done multiple brand collabs, right? Okay.
No, I wasn't going to respond and make it bigger. Weirdly, when you have an accusation that is so bad and so life-ruining out there, the last thing you want to do is bring more attention to it. And I allowed the accusations to go so that I could protect these families from the absolute onslaught of harassment they were already receiving. And I allowed the narrative to be spun about me that I was all these most horrific things that you guys could attribute to my name so that these kids would no longer be harassed. I had people in influencer who had no idea that they were coming to the home of a YouTuber who was going to get canceled for being anti-LGBTQ. They were being harassed.
I fixed that.
By you. Their families being contacted by you. Fake homeschool applications being submitted by you.
I went
Signing
back
up
too.
my sister and some of the other homeschool moms for gender reassignment surgery and having them getting phone calls. Doxing. Reaching out to family members and people that used to know me. The reason I maybe didn't respond until now was because the school is not a thing anymore. And finally, I don't have to really worry about the families being harassed by you anymore. So yeah, the reason I didn't respond was not because I didn't want to clear my name or because any of the allegations are true. You can't even imagine.
Also, just another side note is like, you actually, it's not that you don't have to worry because internet weirdos are going to internet weirdo. So that doesn't track for me. Okay.
Imagine what it's like to have hundreds of thousands of people loathe your existence because you've been called the worst things that you can be called. It's because the families were unsafe because the internet is a cesspool of psychotic, chronically online, drama-addicted weirdos. And so, no, I wasn't going to respond and make it bigger.
Also, I'm not just addicted to drama. Thank you. I listen to a lot of politics because I'm an intellectual. Okay. I also watch Fat Sajak do the she's been rewatching 16 and Pregnant. Well, Janelle, she keeps me abreast of Gabby Hanna and Michaela Noguera. It's not all drama, Kristi. I also play video games, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
Weirdly, when you have an accusation
Fat
that is
Sajak.
so bad and so life-ruining
With an F.
out there, The last thing you want to do is bring more attention to it. And I allowed the accusations to go so that I could protect these families from the absolute onslaught of harassment they were already receiving. And I allowed the narrative to be spun about me that I was all these most horrific things that you guys could attribute to my name, so that these kids would no longer be harassed. I had people in estranged family members coming out saying that they wanted to talk to drama channels. I was being sent screenshots left and right of psycho estranged family members messaging drama channels. If you know nothing, know this. I do not stand with Don't Mess With Our Kids. I literally didn't even know who they were before I was accused of pretty much.
Why didn't you say that at the beginning? We're 13 minutes in with arms wide open. Listen. I'm so sorry. It just feels like we need to put her up on the cross. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry. This is why I'm going to hell. It's fine. It's fine. This is what I'm trying to figure out, Rocket Man. I don't know how being silent protected the families. Because typically, like Honeybee is saying, normally you come out and you're like, hey, if y'all have a problem with me, that's fucking fine. But you leave everybody else the fuck alone. They have nothing to do with this. Because again, internet weirdos are going to internet weirdo. You cannot stop them. Okay? It's just like you can't stop that weirdo who shows up in your DMs with his peen. You didn't ask for that. It just arrived. So like you're gonna have to learn just like not to look in your hidden requests. What I'm saying is I feel like I'm confused by how being absolutely silent fixed it. In the case of the unwanted peen, it doesn't, because they just keep sending you another one and like, how are you doing, gorgeous? How are you? And I'm like, I don't have sex. That's okay. It's not though, because you sent me another picture of peen. Do you see what I'm saying? Silence is not always the answer. Follow me. Thank you for the follow. She, like a year and a half, I've gotten 25 minutes. And of course, again, I'm a super yapper, certified, but like, damn, you should have started it out with, I have never heard of this organization, like da 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 da. And you could have, you know, no, I've gotten, listen, Alicia's, I've, you know,
much running the organization. I don't have anything to do with them. I didn't hold a sign. My kid didn't hold a sign. There was no hate march. It was a 4th of July parade. All the posts you've seen are the most inflammatory, psychotic thing that you've ever seen. I have never and will never be anything hateful to anybody in the LGBTQIA plus community. I've been nothing but supportive and an ally to the trans community, to the gay community. Some of my best friends are gay. My sister's a lesbian.
Okay, here's the thing. I understand that she means this to be supportive, but I feel like she's yelling at me and it feels very Karen-esque. I have black friends, you know, and like it's bringing me flashbacks, you know?
For God's sakes, have a little bit of critical thinking skills. And I know it can come off angry and that's not a good look, but you have to understand, just because you saw it on the internet does not make it true. And I now have realized after this happened, which I'm thankful this happened, actually. I'm thankful
of course you are.
In so many ways, and I'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
Because I learned through this that if I see it online, probably not true, and use discernment, and don't just immediately jump to conclusions. All of this was so baseless. Every new accusation that came out about me, I was like, what next? What other organization?
I would also just like to say that discernment is a word that is not used properly by a lot of people, but like, if you happen to upon my Chapel Roan video, one of the reasons that I even watched that podcast was specifically because I said, you know, what's interesting is we're getting this little bit and people are eating her up for it. So I'm going to watch the whole fucking thing. And you know what I did? I did watch the whole thing. I watched the whole thing. And there were parts, like, she starts loosening up as the interview proceeds. And I'm like, oh, she's like, a lot of the stories were interesting and fun. Some of it just wasn't that great. Like, she's just, to me, not like a great interview. She's not particularly interesting. Chaperone, it's not her fault. You know what I mean? She's just a person. But like, it wasn't
Yeah, assuming now that everything you see online is not true is not discernment. It's just finding a new fanatical way to exist. Correct. Because for instance, we all saw the couple at the Coldplay concert. That was true. That was true. The way they just boop, just ducked down, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just here having an affair." Ned Fulmer, that shit was true. People got like, what are you talking about? The problem with you, Kristi, is that you keep doing this. You keep running into these situations, and you do the same thing. This is the same formula where you're like, and I know it seems like I'm angry because it feels more and more that you get angry that things happen that you didn't control, which is fine. You know, we all have our own like levels and issues of control, right? Yeah, having a lesbian sister doesn't make you not hateful, correct? Because I need you to have a conversation with white moms of black daughters. Okay. Those who know. Um, so that doesn't fix it either. Okay. You can be fat and fat phobic. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't make any sense. You can be black and be anti-black. Like it doesn't absolve you of anything. This was, and I'm going to keep using Peter Mon's name here because he gave many easy ways to just address it. And now you're like, well, you all were on the internet being weird and the weirdos were stalking and doxing the families, which I don't condone, but she's using this as like why, and it's just like it literally would have taken like 7 minutes of your time, maybe 9. To be like, hey, there's photos going on around you. You didn't even have to make a video. You could have just like put up a little text, one of them Instagram stories that stays up in them circles. What are them circles called? Your moments. You could have just put it there, and then people would have read that, been like, oh, cool. So Kristi doesn't know what this is, and you know what would have also happened is that as like people realize that wasn't who you were, and they could feel good about watching your content again, and you would address it again like a little bit in a video and just be like, yeah, you know, I put this post up, pause to read, just so you'll know, I don't know what this is, like da 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 da, just like quick, you know, like real quick, and everybody would be like, cool. And I'm not saying that they would not have been doxxed, because while I am a witch, I cannot go back and change time. I'm gonna say it would have lessened the need for people to do it, because you know the internet weirdo because a story's big. They would have quit internet weirdoing if they didn't feel like the story was going anywhere. If you nip that shit in the bud, what would they have to go after? Do you know what I mean? Like it would get more difficult. Oh my God, like the Sahara Desert. My eyeballs feel just like testicles, you know what I mean, when they come out of them little shorts. Anyways, I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Organization do I run? What other people do I hate? What other group do I hate? What are they going to call me next? I've been called all the things that you call people, and you guys believed it. And you not only believed it, but you wouldn't have listened to me had I said it. Drama channels, you guys don't
On my birthday, I'm sorry, continue.
understand. You're being manipulated. They are not telling the truth. And they're going to take this and they're going to be like, well, then you tell me the truth. No, we don't negotiate with terrorists. They sit around and they...
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Did she just call drama channels terrorists? Okay, y'all see this, and in front of my salad. Okay. here's the thing, Kristi, if you do get around to watching this, I know I'm brown. If you do get around to watching this, I need you to understand that I watch your shit in full with other people. Okay? I'm not reporting on what you said. Everybody could actually see what the fuck it is you're saying. From your own mouth. This is a weird pause, is it not? I should do something about it, but then I'll forget. Wow. And like this rage, you can believe whatever the fuck you want. This is the thing. You can believe what you want. You can live how you want. You can do whatever you want. Nobody cares. Thanks, Epic Games. Do you play Epic Games? I have a code. I use it to buy skins. I use it to buy more skins in Fortnite. It's just wild. Okay. Wow. We do not negotiate with terrorists. God damn. Thank you for the resub. It is just that no, don't be sorry. If I don't want them to go off, I would turn them off. I enjoy them. Okay, let's see what else she has to say about people she also doesn't know. Okay.
They rile up the crowd and they get everybody pissed and they make the situation something that it never was. They start spinning a web of narrative that doesn't exist. And it's not just drama channels. I'm having an article written about how I am a homeschool, homestead, alt-right pipeline. I am not alt-right. But you said I was. You aligned me with it. I didn't align myself with it. You aligned me with it. You aligned me with it when you accused me of being it. You're straight up falling into this trap. The trap of left versus right. The trap of having to pick a side. The trap of enjoying homesteading, now being associated with being an alt-right Proud Boy youth Nazi leader. Hello? What are you even saying?
I think that maybe she should have left this part out. Oh my god, not a hype train starting this bitch. Oh my god, reach level 2 to unlock 35% off gift subs? Is that what it said? I don't know. Who cares? I think that maybe she should have left this part out. Is my thought process. I think that here's the thing about anger. It can be helpful. Again, hi, my name is Audra Rains. I am the world's top unlicensed therapist. I am also completely and totally unaccredited in psychology and psychiatry. So what I'm going to tell you is this. Anger is a useful emotion. It's very helpful for us, just generally as a species and as a person. Getting out a primal scream every so often is quite good for you. A cry, if you can manage it, very good for you. All of these things are very helpful for you, but you have to use it in the right places, right? And the wrong place to use it is at your viewers. And because the thing that you're not recognizing and realizing is that these things start blowing up, right? And for the most part, nobody really wanted to talk about it at first because it was I don't know if this shit's true, right? But then we keep seeing it. And we're like, oh, wait, well, that is. And then you have the added bonus of seeing that the person that you are married to is allegedly following a lot of alt-right accounts, okay? Like a lot of shitty people. And so what exactly were you expecting people to infer from that? Do you know what I mean? Right now, if you went to my Instagram and you discovered that I was following, I can't even say his name. I'm just going to keep calling him what the Noise. Thank you. Thank you, Em, for the gift sub. Yay. I forgot what I was saying. I got so confused. I was just but I'm finding it hard to deal with this rage that she has towards us, right? Because people find this information, there it is. They find it on the internet. They're looking around. They're just like, okay. And you're trying to review it. You see that the partner is aligned with all of these folks, and you're just like, okay. So that's weird. Like, imagine if that is it. Imagine if you went to my Instagram, you found out that I was following, as the iHip ladies call him, Cankles McTaco Tits. That's what they call him, the president. And you would be like, and then you find out that I'm following the Cabbage Patch in charge, like the vice president. You find that out and you're like, that's okay. And then once you're like, I don't think that I like where this is going. And then I'm following Marjorie Taylor Greene. You'd be like, you know what? I don't know that I believe Audra is who Audra says they are. They're following some, like, obviously I do a little political commentary here and there, but like, not enough to be following these people. And I don't have to follow them to like go figure out what they're doing. What I'm trying to say is it's wild of her to act as if people like everything's baseless, because there's usually a base. I find it funny when anybody says like baseless accusations, because there's usually a base. You know what I mean? And now you're over here like raging at us, and this is not the place for the anger to go. I think that you should have left this out of the video. Honestly, at this point, we're like, there's 10 more minutes left. I feel like I'm just going to listen to you scream at me and tell me what a piece of shit I am, which is not, it's not even that it's not a good look. It's just rude.
No, I didn't respond to that because you wouldn't have believed me if I said it. You won't even believe me now. It's a pointless, absolute ridiculous endeavor to try to convince a group of people that can't be convinced. It's like trying to reason with
Thank you for the resub. Ooh, we got a treasure train. Nice. Ooh, what does that mean? Oh, okay, cool. Thanks.
unreasonable. You can't reason with unreasonable. And if you believe all this shit, you're unreasonable. It's not real. You're being lied to. You're being manipulated. And do you like it? Drama channels, man, they might be fun to watch. I get it. I used to watch people too, until that same drama channel got me on the phone and manipulated the entire conversation, took everything I said, straight up lied.
Oh, and what drama channel is that? See, this is the problem I have with Kristi right here. Name names. Name names, girly pop. And I'm dead serious, okay? Because we all know who she's talking about. Or allegedly. Because the only person that I'm aware of, obviously I don't watch The Viewer's Voice, not in like a rude way, it's not my cup of tea. Yeah, it's not real, even though there's receipts. We're being manipulated. I feel like someone else did this. And they were like, the best there is. Nobody was better than them. There's so many people all around the world. They tell me I'm great. They tell me I'm in great shape. I'm trying to figure out who it was. You know? Who it is that she's reminding me of right now. Anyways, the point is... I just, yeah, it feels very like this is... I believe her if she said anything denouncing these people and these beliefs. Instead, all we got is, I'm not, and I have. That's it, princess. Ooh, I love that spelling, Princess Jasmine. Oh, I like these. I love it. Okay. She's doing the bringing it up without bringing it up thing again. She is. And she's like, they lied and they twisted and they lied and they lied and they lied. I just feel like we could believe you. Because I've seen many people like have these situations, kind of like with the, you know, those people that Nick is not green was that going after, and they had that weird, silly name. And that's what got him like, bleh, like the macula doogalies. I don't remember. I forgot already. But, you know, we've run into these situations multiple times. It's happened on TikTok a ton of times where somebody comes out and they're like, and they get a very upset about a situation that took place. And then we get more receipts from the other side and realize that like the other person was actually correct. And that's actually one of the reasons why people like stopped doing the like drama that goes like this. because they began to realize that, like, you know, maybe I should get all the information first. And now we have long ass commentary videos, which are really just like actually a long drama channel. Like it's a long drama channel. Like they can church it up if they want to, but it's drama. It's drama either way. But it's, I'm confused. And I think, again, you are kind of forgetting that you, Kristi, caused the slip of faith in you and belief in you. Because you used to be Miss I'll address everything, and then you just stopped doing that. Do you know what I mean? It's wild. Again, you just like quietly do things behind the scenes. You get called out and you're like, oh. So it's just weird. Yeah. It's just, okay, like live your best life, do whatever you want, but like this ranty ragey thing is wild. And I bet there's gonna be comments at the bottom being like, we love you, mama, we think you're great. Of course you do.
Lied. Everything lie. And so now I know from back end what I said, and I hear how it comes out, and I go, oh, so it's all been a lie. So it's all been manipulated from the get-go. It's so shisty. It's so conniving. And it's just, I refuse to be a part of it. And so that's why I'm kind of glad this happened, because it really opened my eyes to how this really is. This story that this reporter is putting out that I haven't even read yet. I was gonna wait for it to come out, and I thought, no, I'm not gonna wait for it to come out. Let me get ahead of it and say,
I'm going now. Who's coming with me?
It's all a conspiracy, man. Thank you for the hype train, y'all. I just for once in my life, I just want people to, yeah, it's become this like you know when you get high, right? If you get high. But you know when you get high and you like look over at the other person and you're like, do you ever think about how like countries are fake and like borders are fake, man, and it's really just a way for like old men to force all of us to like live the way that they want us to live, man, and we just like can't just go to Australia and just live there, man. We have to like have citizenship and shit. Like for what? Because we're cogs in the machine, bro. That's what this feels like. Like that is what it feels like to me. And I'm kind of like, I'm feeling very like, oh, all right. I just don't know what to do. Bridget, my pattern recognition is telling me she's a right winger even more after this video. It just feels like I don't know why she couldn't just make a normal video. Is what I'm getting at. Why couldn't she just make a normal video and go, hey, listen, there were these things around. I didn't say anything. I should have like said something at the time, and I didn't. I got really stressed out about getting canceled. Because I hadn't responded to the James Charles situation. I hadn't responded. Like she just kept like not responding to shit, and she just kept acting as if and also I was rude as shit to y'all, my viewers, and basically called y'all assholes. Like, wow. Yeah, this is okay. All right, live your best life. Whatever, Kristi.
no, I'm sure it has very pure intentions. I'm sure it's not to rile up a crowd and make a bunch of people no, I'm actually sure that the reason that anybody does anything is because rage bait exists because it works. Drama channels exist because
Oh Lord, are we gonna have to do this thing again where I have to, oh for fuck's sakes, are we gonna have to do the thing again where she's like talking about fucking rage bait and she does it? Are we gonna have to do the thing where I actually have to like go look at her channel and show y'all like how often she does this shit? You know what I mean? Like, am I gonna, fuck, I really don't want to. Fine. listen, while this is not necessarily rage bait, it is bait. The I'm done tag is usually to get people to like come watch the video and see what you're done with. Like, let's talk. Like all of the, like even the faces. That's the currency. And I'm not knocking her for it. Cause like that's the fucking currency of doing this shit as a job. This is my second job, but that's the currency. The currency is make face, have photo in back. You can go look at my thumbnails. I'm guilty too.
Keep correcting me, telling me that it's Cybertruck and not Tesla truck. I don't fucking care. I don't care what it's called. I hate them. I hate them. I need them off the streets. I need them off the road. I need them on the highway. I need them out of my town. I need them out of my country. Fuck. I'm so sick of them. I'm so sick of Tesla trucks. Cybertrucks. Fuck.
Like, it becomes very very obvious here. Like, it just, yeah, that's the thing, Mac. I really think that she's been getting frustrated because she has been doing the like funny face, funky face, like shock and awe, and like, oh my God. And the videos where she tends to get like the most views tend to be where she's making like this kind of particular face, but it's still not hitting where she wants it to hit. You know, this did really well because it's a true beginner's guide to eyeshadow, extremely easy and in depth. Like what? You didn't even have to say shit. Listen, honestly, at this point, you should just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? I'm not a doctor. I just play one on YouTube. What I'm saying is maybe you should have just kept your mouth shut. Like, this is one of those times where I'd just be like, you know what? Jump on the Michaela train. Just be quiet. Those people were protected, right? There's no reason for you to say shit now. Like, I would have just been quiet. I would have just shut my mouth. I would have just shut the fuck up, because shutting the fuck up was working. Because you had this video right here that had 237K views. You know, this is where you really needed to do that. That's where you actually like, and you want to talk about drama channels are lying, but you're talking about influencers and GLP-1s. Doesn't that, because like, I know I'm a nosy, dramatic ass bitch, so I'm not going to act like I'm not. But then you are being deceived, undisclosed sponsorships and liars online. I want you to, do you see what I see? I'm just asking a question.
Because they work. The headlines in the news are negative because it works. It got you mad, and it gave you something to be mad about. And what people don't care about is that the human being on the other side of that, just a mom with a son, and just trying.
It's not just negative because it works. It's negative because like that's what they have decided to push. Like, you have to actually like get outside of, it's one of the reasons I don't look at the news. It's one of the reasons even when I'm in Reddit, I get very careful about what I do and do not open. It's one of the reasons why I said when people, you know, back when Twitter was Twitter, before that box truck man took over, I would say don't interact with shit that you don't enjoy, because they'll just keep, you know, sending it to you. Right? Like, I had to mute or block Jeffree Star's name because I just didn't want to see anything with his name on it. Right? I didn't want to see any of his stories. But as long as I didn't like interact with it, it was fine for the most part. Yeah, it works, but it doesn't, because what you end up doing is going like, I don't need this much negativity in my life. And so you seek out like positivity. There's a reason why cat videos and dog videos doing like cute ass shit is popular. Like, that's super positive. We're having a lovely time. There are people who like have really positive, fun channels. We have a good time. We enjoy our lives. But like, and you do have a point that there is a bit of negativity involved with content creators. I think that there is, one day we're gonna have to study it. This like weird aversion people have, like this sick fascination with hoping that they'll fucking crash and burn and have to go get a real job. And it's like, calm down. Any job that you're doing and you're getting paid for with real money is a real job. But we're gonna have to look at that another day. But like, it just, I feel like it's okay to just not do whatever this is. Stop doing this. Yes, the single mom who works too hard, audio. Like, thank you. Yes, we care about the human beings that are being oppressed daily, not her. And now I'm like really like I'm annoyed with myself. I'm like, there's more important things happening in the world, but you know what? I need a break from it. Is what's happened. So I'm giving you a break as well to listen to this angry woman
trying to take care of him and trying to grow our own foods so that because I enjoy doing it, and trying to make bread, not because I'm a alt-right pipeline, but because making bread's kind of fun.
I know.
And not
I don't know if you know this, but like lefties like making bread too. This is what I mean about the silence, right? And it did happen with Michaela, because at one point, and I hope her husband is in recovery at this point, but at one point there was a lot of silence, and in that silence people were filling in the blanks that something was going on there, and then they found out that it was true. I'm not saying that everything that people put in that silence is the truth. What I am saying is the more room and space that you allow for falsehoods to grow, when you could have easily just been like, hey, yeah, I'm not a part. Like, your explanation was okay. Like 4 months ago, like, like, no, a year and a half ago. Okay. That makes sense, actually. You know what I mean? Like, because if it tracks, right? If what you're saying is the truth, it tracks that you didn't know that the saying on the shirt was a dog whistle or any of that. He was just being cute, like whatever. And you didn't know that the lady at the front was, had that like god awful sign, right? It would be no skin off your nose to immediately be like, oh yeah, I'm not a part of this shit. Like, it's super easy. It's like very easy to do that. Now I'm gonna have to. Doesn't this poison you and you like get really sick? I feel like it does. I feel like I saw that. I hope they fix that ingredient. Is it only for people who are allergic to it? Am I just making like things up? Did I just watch like too much Criminal Minds? Too many like Munchausen's documentaries. Anyways. Yeah, also a person can't be the pipeline. They fall into it. Yeah. So it just seems like I would like to believe you, but you're yelling at me now, and I am predisposed to not like that.
Not homeschooling him because I'm afraid of him being around kids, and no, because I want to spend time with my son, and I have the means to do so, and I have the ability to do so, and I want to. If you don't want to, don't homeschool your kid. I don't fucking care.
I would just like to say that people did say that. People did say, like, you do have the ability to do so, and that's amazing, but it's weird that you're gonna, do it in this way. That's all.
I don't care what you do with your life, and I don't care what you do with your body. I don't care. I'm pretty much a live and let live type of person. I've been that way my whole life. As long as you're not hurting anybody,
somebody
live
called
and let
it.
live. So, yeah.
Who called the
all
centrist?
Of this nonsense. And just know that when you hear something, take pause. Maybe don't jump on the bandwagon of hating this person, harassing me, making my life a literal living hell. And I know for the Reddit group, because they're the scourge of the internet, that feels good. It feels good to bring other people down. Like, watching a cancellation is like, oh my god, look at all this. She's lost 100,000 subscribers. Oh, and let's get her to lose all her sponsors. Let's contact every sponsor that she's ever had and tell them that she hates the gays. Let's do that. That's where their enjoyment comes from. And then
So I need you to understand a fun fact about internet sleuthing. And I'm going to say this as somebody who pays attention to how people internet sleuth. First of all, you have to, when you're like in your mindset, like when you see that people are being hateful, like, and I totally understand this because I have seen it on behalf of my friends and been like, what the fuck, but I have to calm down. You have to sift through and pay attention. This is why I'm careful about saying like, oh, Reddit is a cesspool. It's like, it's getting bad in the sense of bots, like weird weird AI bots that are like making posts, that's bad. But when it comes to stuff like this, you actually have to sift through and pay attention to what it is that people are saying. Yes, there's a small percentage of people that get off on that. They get off on anybody's downfall. They do not give a shit. Okay. Those types of people, I promise you, they're in every single drama, snark, like they're in every single one. Okay. Those people, they're in every single one of those. And they're there because they're always waiting. They've been waiting for that moment for all their lives. Oh Lord. And so they're always like looking for the drama. They're like on a regular hunt for it. However, one of the things I've always said about BGC, which I know people hate it. One of the things I've said for a long time, even when it pisses me off and I look and I'm like, because I can't say the truth, because then it'll be like, we know it's you. And I'm like, it is me, bitch. But one thing I pay attention to is the difference in how some people will disseminate incorrect information, especially in 2025. It started happening, I feel like 2 or 3 years ago, where you now have more and more people who go, actually, that's not what happened. This is what happened. Actually, this isn't the truth. This is the truth. When did so-and-so ever say that? I don't remember saying that. This person is pro-Palestine. They said it here. These folks are actually creating like a lot of throughways that you kind of wouldn't consider that they would do if you think that all they want to do is like crush people. You're actually seeing more and more people who are using these different places on Reddit to get the truth there, to not allow people like, and obviously if people want to believe bullshit, they're going to believe bullshit. There's nothing they can do about it. But there's more and more people who are coming in and being like, actually, and those same people used to get downvoted all to hell. And those people now, because they're providing actual receipts, not just a snippet, not just a little bit of somebody saying something fucked up. They're like, here, the clip goes from here to here. If you want to watch the whole video, here's the link for that, so that you can actually get the full picture. So things have changed significantly. And you do have to pay attention to that. Like, and it's something I pay attention because I find the way in which forums like Reddit work to be fascinating. 3-4 years ago, if you were in the YouTube sub and you said that you subscribed, that you had like YouTube Red or whatever the fuck it's called now, 3 or 4 years ago, if you were like, oh, I just have this, I just have YouTube Red, you would get downvoted into oblivion. Okay. Now you have people being like, I don't know why you wouldn't just pay for it, because like, it's worth it. If you watch this much YouTube, there's not a competitor, calm down. So like, I don't, again, yes, there are those people who are just like salivating for somebody's destruction, anybody's destruction. It doesn't really matter who, because like that's what one of the things that really blew up the beauty community was like people who knew nothing about makeup, and they still don't. They're never ever gonna like wear makeup. They came for the drama, and that's fine. But like I need you to stop acting as if you're not part of this same situation. Like, again, because you do it. And I want you to stop pretending like you don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to not, this is the video that she did. We're posting. This is embarrassing. Posting is embarrassing. But this is, you do the same thing. And I want you to stop saying that you don't. I want you to, like, because you're technically, like, you're a makeup channel that, dabbles in drama. That's okay. Stop yelling at everybody.
On the other side is me having stress diarrhea for 6 months, then having to do double therapy and having to vomit every day from anxiety and losing all my financial backing and losing all my sponsors for doing nothing. For being in a parade, for offering my house to children who needed a place to have a school. What an evil bitch am I? So do I run the Don't Mess With Our Kids movement? Do I even know what it is? Have I even ever heard of it? No. I think it's pretty clear now, and I hope it's pretty clear. You do now. That you all believed a lie, tried to ruin my life, and I'm not the only one. All in all, the main reason I'm making this video is to say, I'm addressing...
Pause. What do you mean you're not the only one? What does that mean? Yes, Naomi, it does usually. I live in a semi-rural part of Washington. Some of the most major cities were sundown towns. God bless. Like, cancel culture doesn't exist. It's just people having temper tantrums that people want to hold accountable. Yeah, it's just yeah. Why would you let an organization have a place at your house without knowing anything about it? That's my question. We all have questions. And it's just, I find it interesting that you're like yelling at everybody else. Like, here's a fun fact. You actually didn't have to lose a lot of your sponsors if you had, addressed it. Did you know that? Okay.
It now because the school is no longer a thing. It's not a homeschool co-op anymore. They have gone their separate ways and the kids are doing different things. You guys have already called me the worst things that a human being can be called. You've already classified me in the worst ways a human being can be classified. I have to just wash my hands of this. It's done. What's done is done. And I wanted to explain myself one time and one time only, and have you guys hear me when I say, I don't blame you if you saw all of this stuff and gave me the side eye or wanted to quit watching my content because you wanted to see where I lie politically. But I hope now you can understand that when I say that I'm a pretty even-keeled human being,
centrist,
I'm pretty understanding. I really try to be open-minded. I try to be loving and compassionate towards everybody. And, the internet really tried to classify me as something that was anything other than that. You can believe
I need you to know that I do not try to be loving and understanding to everybody. I don't fuck with people that have any hate in their heart. For us queer folks, for us Black folks, for Latinos, for all of us. If you have any hate in your heart, like, I'm not going to be nice to you, and I don't have to. So if you have a problem with the intolerant left, then fuck you. Like, I do not care. I do not care. There's so few of us. So this is a person I would never fuck with because you're trying to like get along with everybody, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not getting along with those people. I'm not breaking bread. I'm not going to do it under zero circumstances. There's no part of me that's going to do it. I don't fuck around with centrists at all. To me, you're just as bad as the right. Because you're trying to like, it, and I don't have time for that. Like, we're fighting for our very survival right now. And I just don't have time for this. You know what I mean? I don't have time for people like this. Enjoy your Hobbit house, I guess.
Podcasts, all the podcasts that came out talking about me being the worst person in the world. You can believe all the videos of all the people that used to be really nice to me and really friendly with me and then immediately jumped on the bandwagon of hating me because it's popular. It's easy to hate somebody when they're so evil like me. And some people did reach out for comment. Many didn't. And everybody dropped me. So if you wanted to know, Amrezy said it best like 10 years ago. None of these bitches is friends. And that's true. And there are some people that did stick by me and just knew me for who they actually knew me as instead of what the internet told them to.
Are they white? Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Think about me. And to those of you who you know who you are, I appreciate you more than I could ever say. It's very, very few and far between. And if you dropped me because of this, well, I hope that nothing like this ever happens to you and that everybody doesn't believe a lie about you. Because I'll tell you, some of the people that dropped me were people that I gave the benefit of the doubt when they were canceled. And yeah, they didn't give me that same grace, did they?
I'm calling bullshit. Okay, move on.
I do wish that we were in a better climate where we could, instead of hating one another for what we think somebody might be, we could have conversations that were actually productive. And instead of attacking somebody and threatening their life and livelihood, we could just ask simply and kindly and with understanding. And then when they say something, actually try to believe them. Because the reason people don't speak out.
Once again. Don't get on this. The reason people don't speak out. You didn't say anything. I can't, I'm so annoyed. This is, no, Tygo. She probably did not ask any of the friends to watch that before posting because that would have been helpful. Nobody, listen, I, yeah, the privilege is not having to examine all the things we have the privilege to ignore by being a bullshit I love and everyone centrist take. I think that, again, I think that there's a way that she could have had this conversation that wasn't, and I get that she's mad for whatever reason that she's mad. I don't understand it. But her whole thing right now is very like, you all fucked up my life. Which I find interesting because other people have been through much worse, but they were able to like handle their business and not lose their sponsors because, you know, they said something they said something out loud. They use their words. Sometimes you can like, you know, type it if you want to type it or like, but they were worried about losing their money and their livelihoods. So they made statements and were able to keep like sponsorships and shit.
Look, I'm just going to make one more thing clear. Look at every cancellation that has ever happened. I want you to actually pay attention and tell me the only one that I ever saw actually work when they responded was Jenna Marbles. And you know what she did? She left the internet. She quit forever. So
okay,
that's what people want. They want you to quit forever.
I would also just like to say, because she fucking wanted to. And I need people to really understand that. Like, she was ready to be done. Don't hold her up like that. Don't ruin her legacy with that shit. Don't bring her through here. Yeah, she made a choice. She was like, I'm finished with this internet shit. I would also like to apologize. Like, don't bring people who actually quit. And nobody's ever actually been canceled, which many people have said. Bigger channels than I have said this. You don't really get canceled. Shane Dawson's still making fucking videos. You know? James Charles still has millions upon millions of subscribers, makes money on TikTok and a shitty fucking makeup brand. Jalopity Staircase is shilling his garbage makeup on TikTok. His last bastion where anybody gives a fuck that he exists. Oh, like, honestly, everybody just, you coming here and doing yet another angry rant. Yeah, Jenna addressed things before disappearing, took more accountability than, yes. And you're like, I'm confused by all of this because like your explanation right now still doesn't make sense why it took a year and a half. Like it doesn't make sense. You're like, well, I was protecting these families. I'm like, but I'm just saying, wouldn't it have been better if maybe I'm stupid? Do you know what I mean? I could be stupid. I had a long day.
And the reality is that anybody else that's ever responded to their cancellation, you guys absolutely shred online. You ruin their life when they respond. So then when some cancellation happens and you want people to respond, why would they? Why would they respond when you don't listen to their response? It's immediately, you're just trying to save face. You're trying to play the victim. There's nothing they could say to make you believe them. So they're just not going to say anything. That's why when some people get canceled, like you're like, oh, they're not even going to respond anyway. Yeah, no shit, they're not going to respond. They're not dumb. Why would they? It's going to get bigger and worse. If I have 1 million followers and 100,000 people are coming at me, if I make a response video, I'm now alerting that other 900,000 to this thing they weren't even aware of. Whereas if you just...
We know how this shit works. So here's the thing. Yes, there's a contingent of people who don't believe you anyway, because they already had their reasons to dislike you. Not clown music. God bless. It does feel like this just feels so... yeah. And that's the thing too. Jenna was never being canceled. Like Nat said, I'm going to need these people to stop comparing themselves to Jenna Marbles. She was never canceled. She apologized of her own volition and left by her own choice, not because she was being canceled. And we do need to put up clown music. Like there's a good amount of people who like this. This video has 51K views. It was put up 22 hours ago. And I just think, that I think that a lot of these comments are going to just be like, again, because there's 2,100 comments, who knows, newest, I guess, I don't know. And somebody even said, I believe you, not that you care, which is also okay. Wish you would take time to read the valid criticism and digest it instead of being dismissive, because I'm going to finish the video. And here it is. As a casual viewer, somebody just dropped this one. As a casual viewer who knows where you stand, the constant is because of you. Really, wasn't it? I get the point you were trying to make, but it didn't land over here because of that. I'm sorry that they put you in that position, but damn, felt attacked this whole video as a casual viewer. And I don't really understand a lot of this. And I think that the way that she's positioned this is that a bunch of crazy people, this is, a bunch of psychotic people went after her. And the thing is, the internets. I don't condone the way that the internets. I don't think that people should be doing that shit. It's fucking weird. Stop doing it. But I also do have a harsh view of, like, if you have a subscriber count of that magnitude and you're going to do some of the things that you do in your public life, you also have to recognize that you are doing these things and they do affect people around you. Right? Like, you can't be, thank you, 10 months. Yeah, I did see TDS. I did. I tried to pretend I didn't see it because it was, I don't like seeing that. I don't understand why it's called that, because it doesn't actually make sense. But she just went on a 20 minute rant, and it literally, this could have been a note.
Just don't say anything. The 100,000 will leave, but imagine what it feels like to have 900,000 more coming at you. I'll tell you what it feels like. The worst thing you could ever literally imagine. And I think that's what some of you guys want, the whole Reddit.
I wouldn't say that the worst thing that you could literally ever imagine, because it's not to be trivial or rude, but getting canceled on the internet. And I know it feels terrible. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I'm just saying, there are definitely worse things. Oh! I gotta mute though. It's a Trump derangement syndrome, which doesn't actually make sense. Sorry, Kat, I'm on both spots, so I don't want to get I'm trying not to fuck it up. I'm just gonna say that's not the worst thing. That, yeah, I think that systemic oppression is a whole lot worse than being internet canceled. Yes, I think that being dragged off the street by masked men, calling themselves ICE, just thrown into a vehicle, being disappeared, that's worse. Do you know what I mean? Having your family, that's a worse feeling. In case you didn't know, I don't know, because you apparently don't know a lot of stuff, but I'm just saying that there's definitely things that are worse than being internet canceled. It doesn't feel good. I know that. And I know that while you're going through it, it does in fact feel like the worst possible thing that you could ever be experiencing. But I do think that when you have anxiety, it does tend to make you not respond the best way possible. I feel like she had a chance to turtle and then come, poke the head back out and be like, hey. And when she did poke the head back out, she hit us with this video that 8 months ago, the posting is embarrassing, where she told everybody, fuck off. I actually think that this is her new content strategy. She just comes, because that has 115K views. She comes, she yells at us, she makes bank, and idiots like me watch the video. So you won, Kristi.
Community, they're just, everybody hates Reddit. Nobody likes Reddit. I've never
What do
met
you
one
mean?
person that's like, oh my God, I love Reddit. No, they all hate.
I legitimately love Reddit. I have such good interactions on Reddit. But to be fair, I have ADHD. So I happen to like interact with so many different Reddit communities. So I really enjoy Reddit. I have such a nice time. Like I'm sorry. I help people do stuff, like randomly, like I help someone, review their Twitch channel. Like I have such a good time. Like I like, here's the thing. I understand that people really don't like BGC because nobody likes to see themselves talked about. And I just highly suggest you listen, Kristi, I know you didn't watch this, but I suggest you get out of any beauty subreddit. Don't look at those. Go like to hobby and gardening ones. You can have a nice time, but you got to be careful because like, it's just, the bots are getting weird, but I enjoyed it. You got an award? I'm still waiting for one. I'm like, thank you. Like, listen, so it's not just me.
We all hate you. There's a reason that half the people don't even respond to their cancellations and just keep pushing. And there's a reason that the other half respond and then it ruins their life.
It doesn't ruin
their
their
life.
life.
We all know some of the worst cancellations that have ever happened have been when people respond out of emotion during the event. Period. That's just what happens.
Yeah, that's correct.
And so,
But you had like a year and a half. I think that the ideal time to respond is within 3 to 6 months of said event happening. It allows you time to avoid all of the bullshit and all of the ways in which people are like being weird and vitriolic and trying to dox and do all of that shit. So you have like a little bit of that time. You can turtle from like the absolute shitstorm that is taking place. You can now review what took place and see what you could have done to make it better or not have done it that way. And then you have time to craft a carefully thought out response to the situation, which you did not do in this one, but you have time to like craft out like a well thought out response. And then people are like, okay, because I believe you. That's the worst part. I do believe that you were just at a fucking 4th of July parade and that you're not a crunchy granola alt-right mom. You're just a centrist who was following James Charles for longer than you should have. And you could have just did that. But you did it. You were like, no, that's not enough. I'm going to do this. And when this happened, you acted as if it wasn't happening. Then you had your whole video where you basically told us that we didn't like your content or something. We weren't clicking on your videos. So it's been really shiesty. It's been a bit of a wild time. All right.
Didn't want to be another one of those people who was absolutely crucified on the internet because I tried to save face. And I'm actually so glad I didn't respond because I did. I filmed multiple videos back then. I filmed a video in July right after it happened. I filmed a video in August. I filmed a video in September. And I'm so glad that I didn't post those because I wasn't able to smile. I wasn't able to laugh. I wasn't able to reflect and notice how this has benefited me so much. I have grown, oh my God, an unbelievable amount from this. It has helped me. My skin is so much thicker because of this. It's just, I feel alive. I feel free because you beat me down. You beat me down so far that now, hell yeah, brother. What are you gonna fucking say about me now? So anyway, yeah, there's the video. I'm not anti-LGBTQIA+, and I never was. There you go. So, do you believe me now?
No, but it's fine. No, I'm just kidding. I think that you're a centrist. Listen, I think you're a centrist who just wants everybody to get along and you don't want to have to get on any side of the fence, especially if being on either one of those sides of the fence somehow prevents you from getting paid. You know what I mean? we did not just get served. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I'm sad about what's happened with Kristi. I just wow. I remember when I used to like love Kristi's content. And I just don't I'm sad that this is where we are. Also, Tati's still doing well. James Charles is still doing well. Like, I'm confused. So I ghost. Yeah. Like, I genuinely remember, like, there was a period of time. There was a time where I fully was just like, I love RBK. Like, she had Where Have I Been videos. I feel like I did watch her Pink Glam transformation. That was 7 years ago. Yeah. I remember all of this. Like y'all can't see it, but I'm like going back and just like looking because I'm like, yeah, I remember when we used to just like relax and it was nice and we had a good time. And she just put on makeup and then she just started like doing shit and then it just became harder to deal with. I loved it when she would do the trying to follow Jacqueline Hill's tutorials. That shit had me screaming. I hit both goals. Damn. Okay, listen. I'm gonna have to pop off of here. Yeah, you just have to keep posting. Just keep posting. Like, I feel like I feel like she really would have done a lot better off if she had not responded to this at all. And I know her skin is like so super thick and she's not going to give a fuck what anybody's thinking, but that's totally not true because her skin is not thick. It's very, very thin. It's like paper actually at this point, and that's okay because of course it is. Like, because like that's who you're, like a very sensitive person. There's nothing wrong with that. I, however, am a mean ass bitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off here because I have like maybe an hour. If I have that, I'm probably just going to have to start getting myself ready for bed. But I wanted to play like a little bit of Fortnite with my friends if they're doing it. Yeah, that's it. Subscribe if I hadn't told you to do that before. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the gift. Listen, subscribe if you want to subscribe. Follow if you want to follow. Join my Patreon or YouTube memberships. You get whatever tier you're on and you can afford. You all get the same thing. It's access to the Discord for the most part. Sometimes there's an early video here and there. It depends on if I can squeeze one out, but we have been watching the Shudder original Queer for Fear, the history of queer horror. We're on episode 2, I think. I might see if I have time for that tomorrow, but I just like have dinner and a show. We do that. I thank you. I'm going to put up the end screen and once again tell y'all, like, I truly appreciate each and every single one of you. I don't, again, think that I could have made it, though, without y'all. It was a rough time. I was functionally unemployed for a month, and now I'm gonna try to do that again on purpose, but like with planning. So until next time, take care of yourselves. Please drink your water, and thank you for being here with me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Ho!